Hello and welcome once again to more great VFL action in pro football. This week we're at the MCG. It's Essendon's home game against Carlton. A critical game for both sides. The Blues wanting to cement the double chance by staying in the top three, and Essendon prior to this game was sitting in 6th position on the ladder. They were desperate for victory, not only to keep their finals hopes alive, but a win today would see them sneak back into the 5 on percentage. So a very important one for both sides. Conditions were absolutely ideal at the MCG. In attendance were 51,646 people, and amongst those were our commentators Lou Richards and Peter Landy.
First quarter from the Melbourne Cricket Grounds. Excellent crowd in attendance for the clash between Essendon and Carlton. Essendon kicking to the left of the screen in the first quarter. Dorotich has gone to full back on Paul Salmon. Knocked away by Justin Madden. 2 Maddens in the teams today, and there's a box on straight away at centre field. Bradley and Hurd getting into it.
Well, it looks as though Hurd's got the job of tagging Bradley, and of course he's antagonising him already, Pete.
Meldrum's kick up towards the right half. That was a throw by Simon Madden, not seen by the umpire. There's another fight behind play. We'll concentrate on the... well, what will we concentrate on? That's a decent old dish up at centre field.
Well, the umpire's terribly busy, but the play is still going on, Pete.
Play's continued. McClure takes the mark. Not worried about the fight. There's a few loose men because of such. Harms gets knocked over. He's playing his 150th game, incidentally. It comes out to Neil Clark. Beautiful balk. Gets it to Richardson. To Walsh. Walsh gets offloaded by Alban. Oh, Hawken nearly copped one. In fact, he did cop one. That was from Kernahan. There are no big pardons here, believe me. Great mark, Danaher at half forward. No, he didn't pay it.
It hit the ground, Pete.
Oh, an interesting one. Merritt a juggle at the 50-metre line. And Merritt has a chance to put Essendon deep into attack. Umpire bringing him round a little bit.
Good decision by the umpire on Danaher's mark because it hit the ground before he grabbed it.
Well, you picked it well. Short pass. Richardson. Well, Richardson might be closer, but he's not on the best of angles.
And he's certainly due for a good game. He and Rains have been sadly out of form since switching over from Collingwood.
Yes, they have. And
they've been a bit of an embarrassment to their coach,
well,
actually.
The Essendon supporters I was talking to before the game, many of them felt that they were lucky to be in the side today. They got beaten by the Swans, of course, last week at the SCG when they got to within 22 points, but they went down by quite a few more goals than that. That's not a bad sort of a kick by Richardson. Knocked through for one behind. And the first score of the match coming up at the 2-minute mark of the quarter. So we've had 1 point, plus quite a few points scored in some fisticuffs at centre field.
And Dorotich, who's played centre half back since coming over from West Australia, has got the job of minding Salmon at full back. Ball back there to Big Madden, knocks the ball down. There's a chance now for Baker. Baker sends the ball deep into attack, but there's Wayne Holmes, the ever-reliable Holmes, to take the free kick at full back. Well, naturally, Carlton the favourites over to Dean, but I believe the Bombers will put up a pretty good show as Motley takes the ball out there at the half-back line, goes to the wing position, goes for a long kick. McClure flies, couldn't hold the mark. He's trying to claim it. He's grabbed by Hawke. He shrugs Rains off. Ball back to Kenny, juggling it, can't get clear. We see Hamilton there too, and then Kenny falls on top of it. But the umpire Cameron, will ball it up about 20 metres out from the Carlton goal. No score as yet. Into this quarter by just on 3 minutes.
Essendon have got 1 point, Lou, remember?
Oh, that's right, 1 point. I'm sorry, Pete. Ball knocked out by Kernahan. That's Kenny going down again. There's no big pardons. The ball is picked up by Elshaw down there in the back pocket. Elshaw drives it long over the half-back line. Baker coming in, a great mark. And, of course, gets around his opponent nicely. Goes for a pass. Looking for Roger Merritt. Well covered that time by Dean, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. Waiting now for the ball to come back into play. It's on the centre wing position just about, up towards the Bomber half-forward line. Knocked out by Madden. Richardson tries to crash through the pack. Threw it out of the pack with a quick hand pass. Harms has grabbed. Back it goes to Strosh. The kick by Motley's a bad one. It's out of bounds on the full. And that's Rhys Jones coming on the scene late, putting the boot to the ball. And that'll be a free kick to Baker. And Baker's got the ball now on that wing position. I think that's his 5th possession so far. So he's in the thick of action, very on the piece. There's a good mark, taken by Motley. This fella can play football. He's been hindered badly with injury this year, but there's no doubt about it, he's a real star player. Pushed out again that time by Nobby Clark. Johnson gets a hurried kick back there towards the half-forward line. Getting under the ball was Glasgow. Nobby Clark backing up well again. Essendon looking pretty good this early part of the match. Over it goes from Harvey to Rains. A long kick back up there towards the full forward position. Dorotich in the way. Picked up magnificently by the flying doormat Dool. Over to Wayne Harms. A long hand pass coming out now to Wayne Johnson. Another one back to Alvin. Juggles the ball. Clark's got him upended him. It was a free kick in the back. And that'll be a free kick to Tommy Alvin on the centre wing position.
Nearly 5 minutes gone in the first quarter. McClure at half forward. McClure, Carlton skipper, long towards the forward pocket. Kernahan at the back, got two hands to it. Walsh comes out better though. Chips it in short, up towards centre field, past Dool. Opportunity for Johnston. The former skipper gets it back to Tommy Alvin, playing well in the first quarter. Long ball by Alvin, inside the 50-metre line, knocked away by Kernahan again. Past Hawker, chance for Sheldon, and also it was Robertson. Back it goes to Sheldon again. Kernahan and Walsh.
Free kick to Walsh. Kernahan hanging on, Pete.
He gets a 15-metre penalty as well, does he? Kevin Walsh not waiting any or wasting any time to take it. Duckworth, Thompson around Alvin. No one there. Finally picked up by Richardson. Kick number 2. Richardson from right half forward flag. Or Dorotich gave Salmon a decent old heave-ho. Hand pass comes back to Dool from Dean. Dool chips it in short again. As I said, Tommy Alvin playing great football so far. Too fast for Duckworth. Long kick over the head of Walsh. Kernahan, he hit it straight back to him, Walsh. Kernahan has a shot at goal and put it through. Oh, bad luck for Walsh, but Kernahan, the opportunist, has slammed it through for Carlton. First goal, and the Blues lead by 5 points.
Well, that was bad luck for Walsh that time, because he had Kernahan covered, but then tried to not grab the ball, but flicked it back, and of course luck went Kernahan's way for a goal. So that's a handy one for Carlton, Pete.
Very handy one. A little bit lucky, but Kernahan made the most of his luck, and you have to do that in football. Carlton lead by 5 points. 6.5 minutes gone in the first quarter before an excellent crowd at the MCG. Knocked down by Justin Madden. Knock on, I think, was from Bradley, but it's picked up by Duckworth. It was a Considine back towards half forward. Harms can't take the mark. Backing up well as Meldrum. Meldrum gets clear for Carlton. McClure at the back. Up to half forward again. Two number 40s do battle. Hamilton tries to get it into the open spaces. Chance for Folds, and Folds gets the Bombers clear. Back to centre wing.
Out it goes, though. There's a clash that time. Strosh and Baker, but Dill doing a great job in defence. Gets it over to Madden. Madden balks. Pretty smart for a big fellow, too. Back towards centre half forward. The pack fly. Hits the deck. There's a chance now for Thompson to get clear. He's grabbed, but the umpire will ball that up. It'll be a ball up out there on just about on the 50-metre mark in the Carlton attacking zone. Carlton are 5 points in front. They're 1 goal, 6 points, and the Bombers 1 behind on the board. Into this first quarter by just on 8 minutes. Been pretty hectic in this early start of the game. Plenty of fisticuffs and players going in pretty hard as Helshaw falls on top of the ball. And it'll be another ball up, still about 50 metres out from the Carlton goal. 2 Carlton players warming up on the boundary line there. One is Silvani, the other Murphy. So we could expect plenty of interchange players here today, I should imagine. That's Simon Madden put out of position that time by Kernahan. Down it goes towards Hamilton. Meets it nicely on the boundary line, but he takes it over the line and out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 40 metres around from the Carlton goal. They've got a goal on the board to the Bombers 1 point. But it's early days yet. A very big crowd here today, round about the 50,000 mark, I would say. Ball shot back there. I think that was a bit of good luck that time over to Hurd. A good pass to Baker. That's his 6th possession already. He's really starring in the centre. Drives the ball back. Knocked out by Dorotich. Dill once again. Oh, that's a bad hand pass. Beautifully intercepted by Ezard. A snap and goal. What a ripper! Oh, magnificent play by Ezard. A goal.
Well, the first 2 goals of the match coming up from bad tap-ons, or handball if you like.
Well, that was a bit of bad luck for Dill, because he did play the ball back towards the Essendon goal, and of course we watched Ezard intercept magnificently, and he's been out of form lately, but today he could be off to a good start.
goal kickers so far in the match. Izzard 1 for Essendon, Kernahan 1 for Carlton. Nine and a half minutes have gone in the first quarter. 8 plays 7 in favour of Carlton. Knocked away by Justin Madden as the two Maddens do battle. That could have almost been a free kick to the Carlton veteran Kenny Sheldon. The umpire has played it as such, 4 on the shoulder. Sheldon puts the Blues into attack towards half forward. Kernahan, great mark. Best grab of the match so far. Kernahan, oh, shocking kick though. It did indeed deserve better. Well played by Hawker. He's one of the Bombers you don't see put in a bad match. Merritt, he's been sadly out of form lately. They need him to fire. Dean. Or Madden. High kick out towards the centre wing position. A hospital past that one, but Reece Jones is good enough to take it. Players on. Alvin.
Well, Reece Jones and Merritt having a go behind play.
I wouldn't pinch the beer of either of those guys. Richardson's kick.
2 bottles of nitroglycerine ready to go off at any tick of the clock, Pete.
Now to the other import in Rains. Danaher, right centre wing. 2 skippers. McClure in pursuit. Salmon. 40 metres out directly in front.
Doherty's a little bit disappointed on that decision because he was trying to claim that that Salmon pushed him in the back. But Salmon's got the mark, and it didn't change the umpire's decision, Pete.
Salmon directly in front. A chance to put Essendon's second goal on the board. They already lead by 1 point. Salmon from 40 metres out. Goal umpire moving across quite a bit. Have to wait on his decision. 1 point, so the Bombers increase their lead by that margin, 1-2 to 1 goal.
And into this quarter, the first by just on 11 and a half minutes. And it's been a pretty torrid game so far, and a very important game for the Bombers because they're out of the 5. They've got to get back in again. And Carlton wanted to maintain that double chance. They're lying in 3rd spot with a good percentage. The ball kicked out by Sheldon. Coming in to meet it is Hawker. Well, Peter, this fellow would have a chance for the Brown. I don't think I've seen him play a bad game this year, Hawker. Could be a dark horse as we see Danaher take the ball. No, he didn't take it, and he's grabbed the umpire call play on Izzard. Off to a great start. Kicks the ball down there, but there's Wayne Harms in the way. Over to Meldrum. Meldrum at centre half back will go for a bit of a gallop here. Out towards the edge of the square on the wing position. Shoots it over centre half forward. Duckworth. And I really believe this side needs him there because he makes quite a few players run about 10 foot tall, Billy Duckworth. Short pass to Fowles. Back it goes to Walsh. Walsh's kick is not a ball. It's too long. Chance for the big Giraffe going after it now. Madden picked up by Dool. He and Madden clashed. But it's Madden coming away with the ball, but he's kicked it straight to Range, who dropped the centre. Oh, what a centre Range dropped that time. Should have grabbed it. Punched on again by Range to Richardson. Elshaw's kick is smothered. Elshaw gets another chance. Back it goes to Danaher and Dool. Pushed on again by Madden. Over it goes to Big Madden. That's Justin Madden. Back to Reece Jones now. Reece Jones shoots the ball wide. Out wide to Robertson, who played a crackerjack game last week. Over to Bradley. Bradley with a short pass to Johnson. Over it goes now again to Robertson out there. There's 2 of them going after him. And they all kind of stopped there, and I don't blame them either because that could have been a dead-on collision. Picked up by Mark Thompson. The Bombers looking strong today. Hurd. And the ball driven up there by that time Considine. Over there towards the... Wayne Harms will get that mark and the free kick around about the centre half-back position. This is pressure football at the moment.
Harms playing on. Playing his 150th out to Strosh on centre wing. Off the side of the boot. A raffle. Range makes no mistake about this mark after dropping his loose set of sitter only a couple of minutes back. Range at centre half back. Harms again. Oh, nearly claimed the mark as well. Run straight into Danaher. Baker, leading possession gatherer so far in the match with around about 7. Merritt, chance for a goal. Off the side of the boot. Who's there to soccer it through? Oh, Meldrum.
Good save.
It nearly beat him. It wasn't going at any great speed. It certainly would not have been booked for that, but Meldrum got it about a foot inside the line. Meldrum's kick dropping a little bit short. Just to the 50-metre line. Motley takes the mark in front of Rains. Gets a play-on call from the umpire. Now to the centre wing position. Glasgow, I don't think will get that before it's over the line. And so a boundary throw in on centre wing position at the 14.25 minute mark of the first quarter. The two Mattins, Justin and Simon. I think Justin pushed Simon in the back. That's how Peter Cameron's seen it.
15-metre penalty, Pete.
No, it's going definitely to Madden. Motley in front.
Playing well, Motley, Peter.
He is, so is this fellow, Wayne Harms. Over to Elvin. In fact, they're all doing well. Carlton's defence has been under a little bit of pressure because Essendon have been doing most of the attacking. Walsh and Kernahan. Oh, Walsh juggles it.
Good mark.
Danaher well down the ground. He's playing at half forward or thereabouts. Folds. Rains. On the run is Elshaw. Beautiful tackle, Johnston. Excellent tackle. Why no free kick?
I thought that might have been holding the ball against Elshaw that time, Pete.
What else do you have to do, though?
No, that was a magnificent tackle by Wayne Johnson.
I mean, he stopped him.
That's right, in his tracks.
He didn't get a chance to get rid of the ball by hand or foot. Bounce at centre wing. The two Maddens again. This time it's won by Justin. Bradley has a fresh air shot. Albert and Folds. Johnston's kick is a short one, not 10 metres. Hamilton's hand pass is taken by Nobby Clark. Clark up towards Danaher at half forward. Here's danger for Carlton. Oh, Dean, well done. Merritt. Ezard kicked a beautiful goal earlier. Likes a shot at goal. 55 metres out. Will go close. Dorotic has the chance. Can't mark it. Through for a point. Scoreboard shows Essendon now 1-3, 1-4. And Carlton 1 goal, the Bombers by 4 points.
And we're just over the 16-minute mark of this first quarter, and the Bombers looking the more aggressive side as it goes out to Sheldon at half-back. Oh, Robertson got one in the back that time from Mark Thompson. He'll take the free kick out there on the centre wing position. Robertson's kick is a left footer over the half-forward line, pushed out by Hawker. Glasgow gets it back, looking for Motley. One of their best players in the early part of this match. And Tommy Alvin flies. Glasgow takes it off the pack. A wild hand pass picked up by Simon Madden. Back it goes to Thompson. Thompson gets around Johnson pretty easily. Another long hand pass over to Foles at the 50-metre defence line. Now is at centre half back. Runs to centre field. Let's fly to half forward. At the back is the big fella Roger Merritt. He's broken clear now. But the umpire's found a free kick. It'll be in the back to a Carlton player, and that'll be Dean, I think, to take the free kick. Yes, Dean to take the free kick down there on the 50-metre defence line. It's okay. Ball driven up there by Motley again. He's certainly starring. A perfect pass out there to Glasgow, about 50 metres out from goal. He's had, 6 or 7 possessions, Motley, in this first quarter, so he's one of their best players. The ball into the goal square. Kernahan's there. Punched out by Walsh. Forced through by the Essendon defence, led that time by Nobby Clark, and it's through for 1 point.
Carlton's first behind. They trail by 3 points.
So we're just on the 18-minute mark of this first quarter. As I said before, it's been a pretty torrid affair. Short pass. Dangerous, but it's okay this time. Elshaw grabs it. Runs to the 50-metre defence line over to Rains. Oh, that's a bad hand pass.
Someone was
Just
asleep.
let it go wildly. There's a chance now for Reece Jones. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Tommy Alvin. He's had 7
kicks so far.
That's not bad. So they've got quite a good few players, Pete. Short pass. And the mark is taken here by Wayne Johnson, about 40 metres out from goal. Carlton on the scoreboard. They're 1 goal, 7 points. To the Bombers doing most of the attacking. 1-4, 10 points. Gone for a pass. Bad kick that time, taking a chance. Hamilton couldn't pick it up. McClure and Elshaw have a battle there, and the umpire will ball it up. Still about 40 metres out from the Carlton goal as we approach the 19-minute mark of this first quarter, and the crowd round about the 60,000 mark, I would say, Pete.
3 points the difference. Did have some rain in Melbourne last night, so ground a little bit heavier than it otherwise might have been. Just Simon Madden and Kernahan contesting that one. It comes to McClure ultimately. He has a snapshot at goal. No score, but a great mark taken by Glasgow. Now he will be on a pretty fair angle, David Glasgow, playing his 101st senior game.
Of course, Wayne Harms playing his 150th today, Pete.
Bruce Doyle last week reached another milestone as well. He was playing his
350th.
350th, that's right. Or was it 250th?
350th, yeah.
Been around a long time. That's not a great kick, but it got the desired result. That was a goal. Kick by David Glascott. It was Carlton second, so the Blues in front again. 2-1-13 to 1-4-10 at the MCG.
Well, it'd have to be 350. I can remember as a kid watching Bruce Doyle play.
Bruce Doyle started in 1969, didn't he? And I don't think I've ever seen Bruce play a bad game. He might have had a couple of,
off days, but never really bad.
He has been an ornament to Carlton. 20 minutes gone in the first quarter. Carlton lead by 3 points. 13 plays 10. And there he is. The flying doormat knocked over by Jeff Rains. No free kick for that. Picked up by Dean. Dean goes for the hand pass to Robertson and turned over to Johnston. Up towards left half forward. Knocked away by Walsh. Backing up well as Hamilton and also Ezard. Scouts well. He's got a bit of pace, this fellow. Ezard's kick up towards centre field. Meldrum. Elshaw never went for the ball.
Should have.
He could have. That was the thing. Glascott's kick, a wobbly one. And standing his ground well as Kenny Sheldon. Sheldon from centre field. Centre field area not too bad. It was covered, of course. Knocked away by Walsh. Doing a good job down there on Kernahan so far. Thompson's kick, a short one. Now towards centre wing. Meldrum should get there first. Bounce favours Hurd. Grabbed when he didn't have the ball for mine. No free kick from the umpire, which was perhaps a little strange. And Hurd copped one from Meldrum for his corner. Picked up by Folds. Bradley. Sheldon. Letting it go a bit here. And subsequent to that, there's a fight on centre wing. Folds is down. Players rushing from everywhere. And the ball, in the meantime, is out of bounds on the full in the forward pocket. Now let's sort this out. Even the Carlton runner is out there. Peter Cameron having a close look. David Rhys-Jones pointing the finger at Shane Hurd, but he wasn't the culprit.
Certainly wasn't.
Walsh and Kernahan. Good duel that. Walsh, I think, slightly on top so far, although Kernahan's got a goal. That'd count against him. Duckworth, good tap on. Out the Dool and Danaher. Great tackle from Danaher. Robertson. Harms. Back to Dool. Don't often see him fumble. And as we were saying before, what a great player he's been for Carlton. Ezard likes a mark over the top, and that one was a great one.
Great mark to Ezard. 3 points the difference in favour of Carlton. The kick is okay. It's grabbed here now by Simon Madden. Over it goes to Foles. Foles lets fly up towards Sam, and he's got a chance here. Got one hand to it. Backing up well this time as Dean didn't take any chances. He went to the safe way out and forced it through for 1 point. So it's 2 points the difference as we approach the 22.5-minute mark of this first quarter. Well, it's been a pretty torrid game so far, Pete. No big pardons. I think the Bombers are trying to take, put Carlton off guard, because they are a confidence team, and once they get in front, they take a lot of rolling.
Excellent mark.
Good mark to Meldrum. Quickly plays on out wide to Motley, one of their best players in this first quarter. He's got the ball out there on the wing position, boots it over the 50-metre attacking line. McClure got a hand to it, couldn't hold the mark. Mark Thompson's well tackled that time by Glasgow.
Deliberate out of bounds.
Yeah, well, it was a magnificent tackle. I think he might have deliberately pushed it out as he was going down, knowing that he couldn't get clear.
That's what the free kick's for.
So we see Glasgow now about 40 metres out from goal, right on the boundary line. A difficult shot, but this very clever winger's a very good kick for goal. Pretty talented side when you look through this Carlton lineup. The kick. Oh, that's a ripper. Oh, how about that by Glasgow? A goal.
That's his second goal, Lou.
2 goals to Glasgow, and of course the scoreboard now reading Carlton 3 goals, 1-19 to Essendon 1-5-11.
Glasgow 2, Kernahan 1. The goal kickers for Carlton, Ezard, the goal kicker for Essendon, but Essendon has 1-5 on the board, and they've been doing most of the attacking. 6 effective shots to Carlton's 4.
23.5 minutes gone, and Carlton are starting to look all right. They're in front by 8 points at the centre bounce again. See whether the Bombers can bounce back. Oh, Madden missed that completely. Simon Madden picked up by Bradley, who's been tagged by Hurd. Out it goes to Ezard. He started off better today than he's played for the last 4 or 5 weeks. Might have been lucky to be in the side. Kicked a magnificent goal before. Over it goes to Hawker. Hawkers kickers a long one over the half-forward line. The pack flyer, great mark to Danaher. Got away from Dool that time, and Dool has the job of minding the Essendon skipper. He's right on the 50-metre mark. I think the distance might be too far by the time he kicks the ball. Pete?
Danaher might have heard you, Lou. He's gone for a short pass. Salmon got underneath it, if that's at all possible. That might be a free kick. He's played holding the ball. Well, that was sudden death. Free kick is going to Strosh. I think from memory, playing his first day game. We have seen him in a few night clashes. That wasn't a mark to Motley, and subsequently not played as a Considine on the ground for the first time today. Now he gets into his back there, and that will be a free kick. I don't think any doubt about that. And Motley might be a little bit winded. Perhaps he fell on the ball.
Fell on his shoulder, Pete.
He's been a great player so far in this game, and as you mentioned earlier, Lou, he's had a rotten run with injury, so let's hope he's okay. Motley from right half-back flank. Wobbles the punt kick towards centre wing. Knock on by Hawker. Justin Madden on the bottom of the pack. And umpire Howlett will bounce it on centre wing once they give it up. Number 14 for Essendon is Elshaw. And there must be about 20 players around the ball too. The two Maddens again. They both had fresh air shots, reminiscent of Al Richards on the first tee at Royal Melbourne.
Royal Albert Park, I've never been to Royal Melbourne.
Be more embarrassing there though, wouldn't it? Now we go through it all again. Justin and Simon. And Simon got that one down. Bradley got grabbed too high.
Well, Hurd's had him pretty well covered. I think this is about his third possession so far.
And Rhys Jones having a few words to Hurd.
Hurd's got the job of tagging him, and he's doing it pretty well so far. He's got a very strong reputation as one of the best taggers in the business now, Pete.
Over to Harms, who's probably been Carlton's best player in the first quarter, certainly one of their best. That'll be a mark and a free kick. Thompson didn't like the attention meted out by Glascott. Subsequent to that, a 15-metre penalty gets issued. Decent old 15 metres. I'd like buying real estate off him. Lovely pass to Folds. Folds at right half forward flank. Dual cribs over the mark. Gets brought back pretty quickly by the umpire. Folds has gone for a short one. Tries to find Merritt or Danaher. Danaher it was, but he couldn't take the mark. Umpire Peter Cameron comes in to sort it out. And what's he going to do?
The Essendon forward line's pretty crowded. Three players.
Very crowded, isn't it?
Spoiled each other. Then they should have let one go for them, because Madden and Big Salmon clashed that time.
It's like trying to run through the crowd in front of Myers on Saturday morning. Oh, there's a trip. Good tackle by Dool. Picked up by Tommy Alvin. Alvin's kick up towards the left half forward flank. Walsh and Kernahan again, as I said, shaping up as one of the best duels on the ground today. It's out of bounds. Even though
Kernahan has kicked one goal, Pete, you'd have to put the honours in favour of Walsh. He's had him pretty well covered so far. I think Kernahan's had two possessions up to this stage of the match, and we're at the 27.5-minute mark of this first quarter, and the difference is still 8 points in favour of Carlton. I don't think the breeze has got much to do with the game here, Pete. It never has at Melbourne on most occasions.
Rain's back onto the ground.
Ball back into play. Kernahan and Simon Madden knocked out by Kernahan. Cleared away that time by Hurd. It was smothered back to Ezard, certainly playing a lot better today. Dool and Danaher have a battle there, but the umpires paid a free kick to Dool against Danaher for hanging off. So Dool, the old flying doormat's doing pretty well on his 351st game. Kernahan with a chance. That's Madden. There's the siren to end the first quarter. A real torrid affair. And we see the scoreboard. 3 goals, 1-19. Carlton to Weston, 1 goal, 5-11.
Carlton lead by 8 points as we begin the second quarter at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. 3-1 to 1-5. Essendon having a lot of the play early in the first term, but they couldn't capitalise. Knocked away by Justin Madden. Baker, who had a very good first quarter for Essendon at centre field. Duckworth, fine mark. Duckworth, as with Motley, has had a bad run with injuries this year. Duckworth from left half forward flank. He was looking for Salmon somewhere down there. Salmon was behind about 2 or 3 players, and that was the case in the first quarter. The Bomber forward line very crowded. Glascott past Elvin, Carlton's best player, I thought, in the first quarter. Johnston. Back it comes to Dean. To centre wing. Elvin again. Justin Madden. Madden up towards left half forward flank, looking for Kernahan. Just about a juggle, but it won't be a mark. It's out of bounds.
Welsh doing a great job down there on Kernahan, Peter. He's had him well covered, even though Kernahan's kicked one goal already.
And that was a slice of luck too, wasn't it, actually?
Yes.
Walsh actually tapped the ball on, and Kernahan got it. Picked up by Hawker. Hawker's kicked to centre wing. Dean went through solidly. Madden probably doing a bit better of the two brothers at the moment. Had Simon slightly covered. Bradley back to half forward. Oh, thank you. Motley.
This fella's not far behind Alban as the best player on the ground either. He's had 10 possessions so far.
Yes, that's pretty good. Now he's bringing this ball back. Reason for which I know not. Umpire Peter Cameron, I'm sure, as usual, being technically correct. Looks like a traffic policeman down there, Pete.
He's confused everybody.
I think we'll
but he's
put
been one of
ourselves-
our great umpires, Peter Cameron. Must say that about him, Pete.
And a great personality as well.
That's right.
We don't always agree with his decisions, but then again, that's part
Also,
of the game.
David Clark's brother-in-law. That's why David Clark wins so many Brownlow medals.
Motley's kick up towards half forward. Kernahan again playing behind, and Walsh takes the mark. As you said, Lou, he's doing pretty well.
Certainly is. Ball over to Nobby Clark down there at full-back. This is a dangerous one. Nearly a free kick that time to Baker. Doing a pretty good job on the centre too. He'd be the Bombers' best player up to this stage of the match. He's had 10 possessions so far.
Well, young Strosh has certainly got his hands full there.
Well, Stross playing, I think this would be his first day game. We've watched him play in a couple of night matches. The ball drops short. Richardson dropped that one. He should have grabbed it.
Should have been a free kick too, I thought.
Should have grabbed the mark instead of making it so hard. Ball pushed out by Hamilton. Baker again. Gets away from the pack nicely at centre half back. Goes for a pass. It's a beauty too. Marked here by Simon Madden. Madden on the edge of the square. Goes long up there towards the full forward position. Justin Madden couldn't hold that. Luckily for Carlton, Dean's backing up well. Shoots the ball out wide to Tommy Alvin. And he's doing a great job. He and Motley are really starring, and Harms down there in defence, and the old fella himself. Oh, there's a great tackle by that. It was the young Considine. The ball picked up now by Robertson, shot back towards Carlton's half-forward line. A mark drop, picked up by Hamilton. And Kevin Sheedy's got a lot of faith in this young fellow too. And a good pass. Richardson's got it back to Elshaw. A balk. Short pass. Rains juggle that one. It's a bit high for him. We'll give him the benefit of the doubt that time as it goes across now to Elshaw, showing a bit of pace, but Dean's collared him. Goes after it. Great play by Dean that time. Not only got him to the ground, but took the ball away from over the shoulder. A pass to Glasgow. Glasgow is upended, but a bit of bad luck that time. A hand pass coming over to Bradley. A running shot at goal. And brilliant play on the part of Carlton for a goal.
Bradley's first goal. Carlton go further ahead at the MCG. The scoreboard, the Blues now 4-1-25, Essendon 1-5-11.
Well, that was brilliant play on the part of Carlton. We saw Glasgow take the mark, upended, got to his feet very quickly, got the ball over. It all started from Dean a bit further back, but it got it over to Bradley. He's had a pretty tough day today because Hurd's been tagging him all over the ground. 4 minutes gone. Carlton doing pretty well. Their score is 25-11. They're 14 points in front as the ball comes down to Baker again. Kicked off the ground. Back there towards Thompson. Picked it up on the half volley. That time goes wide. Baker again's got a chance to pick it up for possession number 13. He's doing pretty well. That's nearly a free kick to him, but the umpire didn't think so, so it'll be a ball up out there on the centre wing position.
Could have almost been a free kick against him, Lou, for holding the ball.
Score, 14 points the difference. 25 plays 11 in favour of Carlton.
So a bounce on centre wing. But Leon Baker has been Essendon's leading position gatherer easily. He's really been a shining light at centre field. Now that is a free kick, according to umpire Peter Cameron. And the recipient is going to be Strosh. Two number 40s, Hamilton. Got a hand to it from Kenny. Hawker. Chips it in short. Clark's kick is a long one up towards half forward. Merritt goes for the knock on. That was successful, but only hits it straight to Wayne Harms. Back it comes to centre wing again. And Dool takes the hand pass from Robertson up towards left half forward. Danaher around Johnston. Elshaw. Now he runs into the umpire. It went past Hamilton, but it's picked up by Considine. Considine to Richardson. Richardson up towards full forward. Salmon and Dorotich knocked down to Baker. Good tackle, Strosh. That'll give him a bit of confidence. Umpire has paid holding the ball for that. On to Meldrum. Excellent tackle that, thoroughly rewarded. Meldrum, no one coming at him. Finally someone does, so he goes for the hand pass. Picked up by Robertson again. Robertson back towards centre wing where he finds McClure. Carlton skipper goes in short, the half forward. Motley, he's playing the game of his life. He and Meldrum, the two best for Carlton. Easily long kick by Motley, could even be a score off the hands of Kevin Walsh and through from behind. So the scoreboard at the MCG, Carlton doing pretty well, 4-2 to 1-5. We're just past the 6-minute mark of the quarter. Walsh brings the ball back into play.
Carlton certainly moving the ball a lot quicker than... Oh, there's Reece Jones with a crackerjack mark. That was a magnificent mark to Reece Jones. I think this might be his first or second touch for the match so far. His second. But that was worthy of a champion. The ball back there towards Kernahan and Walsh. Motley at the back. He's nearly grabbed that, Motley. There's a go for Stross trying to get through the pack. They collar him pretty quickly and the umpire's going to ball it up. So, as I said before, Carlton looking the better side. They're moving the ball beautifully here today. They're scouting out well and they're playing with a lot of system. The Bombers are struggling. It's hard to believe that this side has won 2 premierships in a row. Back it goes now to Elshaw. The ball driven by Elshaw back to the centre of the ground. Pushed on by Dool. Chance now for Bradley. Runs straight into Duckworth. Picked up by Wayne Harms. Doing a great job. Madden back to Harms again. It's Harms at centre half for the long kick. And look at this one. Oh, saved right on the line by Simon Madden. A short pass to Walsh. Walsh down there in the back pocket. They're trailing by 14 points. Out it goes to Rains. He's got to grab this one, even though he's slugged to the ground by Reece Jones. And he'll take that mark. Could get a 15-metre penalty against Reece Jones. It is. But at least it's allowed all those Carlton defenders to pick up their men. A hand pass coming over to Nobby Clark. Clark goes for the long kick, looking for Salmon. He's pretty well covered here. Justin Madden got one hand to it. Picked up again by Stross. Stross not doing a bad job as the ball goes wide out to Reece Jones. Rains is after him, but it beats them both. And the ball is out of bounds on Essendon's half forward line, about 65 metres around from their goal. The scoreboard at the 8-minute mark of the second quarter, it's 4-2 to 1-5 in favour of Carlton. Madden got the tap down. Stross's grab, but he shrugged his opponent clear. Over it goes to Dean. Back to Motley. He's playing a great game. There's no doubt he's a champion. Ball driven up there by Carlton, by Robertson. Up there towards Kernahan and Walsh. But Walsh is well on top. He taps that one down. But Wayne Johnson, the umpire's found a free kick. It'll go to Walsh for interference by Kernahan. And Johnson was away and running. Then too would have been a sure goal, I would say. 8.5 minutes gone, and the Blues looking pretty good.
Kernahan's gone for a pass. Glascott leading well, takes the mark. Glascott on a fair angle, though. By Peter Cameron telling you where to kick from. Glascott's already kicked 2 goals, though, for Carlton. Both of those, of course, came up in the first quarter. Glascott on the 50-metre line, but, of course, he will come a lot closer than that to around about 40. Or thereabouts. David Glascott. Crowd likes it. Goal umpire likewise. 3 goals to David Glascott, proving a thorn in Essendon's side so far, and the Blues take their score to 5-2, 32. Essendon 1-5-11.
And off the ground, Kenny replaced by Silvani, number 1, going down there to the full forward position, or the forward pocket.
And what we've seen of Silvani is a very capable player, going down to Hamilton. So we'll call them still rookies. Silvani, of course, did play last year.
I think he got the World of Sport Recruit of the Year too, Pete.
21 points the difference in favour of Carlton. 5-2 to 1-5, just past the 10-minute mark of the second term. The Blues looking pretty good at the moment. McClure fumbles, can't get clear. Now he fires, or tries to fire out a hand pass. It's almost picked up by Alvin. Danaher crashes his way through the pack. His kick up towards half forward. Dean in the road.
Great mark by Dean. 21 points the difference as Wayne Harms doing a great job down there in defence, like his partners. They're all doing well. Oh, Silvani flew. Johnson took it off the back. He's grabbed by Hamilton. Kicked off the ground by McClure. There's a go for Alvin. He's grabbed by Hawker. He's clear now. Down he goes. They pounce on top. They won't let him get clear. And the umpire's going to ball this up about 35 metres out from the Carlton goal. Carlton looking good. 5 goals to 32 to Essendon 1-5-11 into the quarter by just on 11 minutes. That's the second quarter. Big crowd here today. I'd say it's around about the 60,000 mark. No doubt about it. They like Sunday football in Melbourne. I should imagine they'd like it all over Australia too. It's pretty successful in Sydney as the ball comes back to big Justin Madden. He goes for a long kick up there towards Kernahan, got his hands to it. Baker knocks the ball out the pack, goes after it again. Down there in the back pocket position. It's a grubber because they'd played it well. A scientific kick, that one.
No one there, Lou.
Well, that's right. He had to go for the boundary line.
Had no choice at all.
Well played by Baker, and no doubt I would say he's Essendon's best player.
With Kevin Walsh.
That's right. McClure lost that one. Simon Madden out to Reece Jones, ran into a brick wall that time, couldn't get clear. They're going to give Holm the ball against him. I tell you what, he's public enemy number one with the umpires for sure, this guy. I don't think he had any chance in the world then, Pete. Golly, I reckon if the cat had kittens, they'd blame him. As the ball goes out wide now, and we see a chance now for Hurd to break clear out there on the centre wing position. Goes for a pass, a beauty over to his skipper Danaher. Danaher balks, looking for a lead from oh, there's Doherty's flying over the pack. A chance now for Salmon. Streaks away from the pack. He's got to kick this. He does. He fires at the goal, but he's off target, and it's through for 1 point. So they're not working too well down there up forward. Essendon, they go on to 1 goal, 6-12 points to Carlton 5-2-32 as we approach the 12.5-minute mark of this, the second quarter.
Man on screen playing his 150th game today. That's Wayne Harms. And in that 150, I don't think he's put in too many poor ones. And a great player at Princes Park. Izzard takes it from Simon Madden up towards full forward. Opportunity for Richardson. This should be a goal. Folds. Snapshot is off target. Golden opportunity there for Essendon. But of course they didn't make the most of the opportunities they had in the first 15 minutes of the game. As Mick Thompson comes on for Essendon, and Merritt goes off. 13 plays 32. Actually, I didn't have Mick Thompson on my list today. Strosh brings it back towards centre wing. Knocked down by Danaher. Now he gets a chance to pick it up again and puts Essendon back into attack. Up towards Dool. Dool knocks it down past Mick Thompson. Sheldon around Elshaw to half forward for Carlton. Knock on by Robertson. Walsh there again, but runs straight into Elvin. Taken away by Glenn Hawker. Beautifully done. Hawker onto the left foot. Up towards centre wing. And Reece Jones takes a beautiful mark. Gets it back to Johnston at centre field. Plenty running with him. Johnston long to full forward. Hamilton as Kernahan went down. Silvani trying to tag him, can't do so, and the ball went through for a point, or is it out of bounds? It's the latter, and so a boundary throw in will take place adjacent to the behind post. Throw in to be contested by Kernahan and Simon Madden. Hawker, his kick is short, here's more danger, picked up by Johnson. Beautiful balk and a snapshot at goal. I think he might have dubbed that one. No, just off target, but great play nonetheless by the former Carlton captain. It did indeed deserve better. 1 point. Carlton now to 5-3. Essendon 1-7. Danaher playing in defence at the moment. Brings the ball back into play. Past the 50-metre line. Johnston again. A knock on, trying to find Strosh. Elvin runs straight into Baker. Caught for mine. Holding the ball from umpire Howard. Baker to take the free kick at half back.
Well, there's no doubt this fella's their best player, Pete. He's played a great game in the centre. Short pass by Nobby Clark, a good one, and marked by Elshaw at centre field. They're trailing by 20 points. This could be a 15-metre penalty against Reece Jones, but the umpire a little bit lenient. Let him go that time. A short pass, grabbed by Hawker at centre half forward. Goes for another pass, and there's a mark too. Bowles well within kicking distance, about 35 metres out from goal.
It's about the first mistake that Wayne Harms has made today.
Certainly is. We're at the 15-minute mark, and it's 20 points the difference. So the Bombers still within striking distance. If he kicks this goal, it's only 14 points the difference. He's had 6 possessions so far, Bowles. There's the kick on its way, and it's a goal. So the Bombers still in this game quite easily. 5 goals, 3-33 Carlton to Essendon, 2-7-19.
At the moment, we have 6 gentlemen with water bottles on the field, one of which is on screen. It happens from time to time, but this has got out of hand in the last few weeks. I've noticed these guys running on with water bottles. Every club does it.
Well, they're pretty thirsty players, Pete, I suppose.
Well, they are used as extra messengers, of course, Lou, and they carry out the water bottles.
I think there's an excuse for one player that plays football. That's Waitman, who plays with Richmond. He's a diabetic, so he has sweet drinks all the time. Centre bounce again. It's only 14 points the difference. Knocked out by Justin Madden. Coming in to meet it now is Danaher out towards the wing position. Goes long to the half-forward line. Bowles is just... Oh, did he get that one? The umpire said play on. He grabbed it on the half volley that time. He'll ball it up. Good decision by the umpire. It looked as though he could have got that one, but it hit the ground first. So it'll be a ball up on Essendon's half-forward on about 65 metres out from their goal. 14 points the difference into the second quarter. 16 and a half minutes gone. Picked up by Hurd. That's Bradley's tag, and he's held him back pretty well today. Meldon's grabbed by Duckworth. Just about holding the ball. He didn't think so. Bit of a scrimmage going on there as they get back into the play again. Picked up by Dool, a hurried kick. But there we see Baker again. No doubt the Bombers' best player, if not the best player on the ground. Short pass, a ripper. And Fowles, interference, he'll get the mark and the free kick. So Fowles round about centre half forward, 55 metres out from goal. Salmon making a lead, but he's ignored that. Salmon's been pretty well covered by Dorothea today, and Dorothea's having a great season with Carlton. Got under that one, a chance for Rezard, taps it on beautifully over there with Madden. That's another goal. So the difference only 8 points now. The Bombers back in business.
That's the scoreboard.
Scoreboard is 5 goals, 3-33 Carlton to Western, bouncing back 3-7-25.
Well, best man for Essendon has been Leon Baker. He played a good first quarter, and he certainly kept them in the play in this second term.
He's had 14 possessions so far, Pete.
He's played a great game, and I think Robert Walls will have to try to check him if he can. We're approaching the 18-minute mark now of the second term. 25 plays 33, only 8 points in favour of Carlton. Johnston to half forward. Hawker to right half forward flank, knocked away by Motley, who was Carlton's best player in the first quarter. Dean's kick very close to the boundary line. Alvin can't quite take it. Now he can. Just about ran out of play though. He gets it over to Johnston. Johnston from left half forward flank centres the ball up towards Mark McClure. Has to try to beat 2 of them. Juggles it. Couldn't do so. Strush ran the wrong way for the hand pass. He was on his blind side. Now he gets a chance. Has a snapshot at goal. Silvani in the square.
Well, Silvani was going the other way that time, and he decided to come back, and it fell right into his arms, Pete.
So Stephen Silvani, the chance to give Carlton a little bit more breathing space. Only 15 metres out directly in front.
It'll beat class all the time, won't it?
It's his first kick of the game. He kicks a goal with it. His first. And as I said, it gives Carlton a little bit of breathing space. Essendon 3-7-25, Carlton 6-3-39 at the MCG.
Well, a nice goal by Silvani, and of course that'll give the young fellow a bit of confidence. We mentioned a couple of other players being knocked about by injuries, such as Motley, but this fella's had a bad trot too. But
he had glandular fever at the start of the year, didn't he?
Certainly great to see him back in the lineup. A famous name, Silvani. His father, Sergio, a great player for the Blues.
Noticeable difference, of course, that Stephen wears his socks up. 19 and a half minutes gone. Second quarter action from the MCG. That was Silvani's first goal, 6-3 to 3-7. He had a match of the day, and what a match it's proving to be as Richardson puts Essendon into attack up towards left half forward flank. Folds playing at attack now for Essendon. Sees Harms try to clear the ball into his back. Is it? Umpire Howard right on the scene decides no, sir. It's going to be a bounce left half forward flank for the Bombers, 50 metres from goal.
14 points the difference just on the 20-minute mark of the second quarter. A ball up on the 50-metre attacking zone for Carlton. For Essendon, I should say, and they're doing a lot better in this last 10 minutes of the second quarter. Umpire separating Salmon and Justin Madden.
Now they're right, isn't there?
Ball knocked out by Madden, hits the deck. Rhys Jones tries to spin it to the pack, finally gets it out to Murphy. Murphy at half back, kicks the ball onto the half forward line. There's a chance now for Kernhan to knock the ball down, looking for Glassett. He's found him on the boundary line. He's picked it up. Goes for the long kick up there towards Silvani, and McClure at the back. Silvani got a hand to it. Duckworth crashes it. No, that was Thompson crashing into the pack. Pushed out by McClure. A hand pass from Robertson comes out. Ezard can't pick it up. They're all piling in now. They're going in like if their life depended on it. The umpire will ball it up there in the forward pocket position. It's been a pretty torrid and tough game. And a very important game to both these sides, because the Bombers have got to get back in the 5, and of course Carlton want to keep the double chance alive. Collingwood breathing right down their neck as we see Ezard's kick smothered back to Richardson. He lost that. It's picked up by Elshaw, kicks the ball wide towards that half-back line. It beats them all. It'll be out of bounds about 65, 70 metres around from the Carlton goal. 21 minutes gone of this second quarter. Big crowd here today. 6 goals, 3-39 Carlton to Western 3-7-25. The ball back into play again. It's Elshaw juggling it. Picked up by Baker. Still the best player on the ground in my book, as it goes back to Mick Thompson. Picked up by Wayne Harms. He's grabbed a bad hand pass. He lost that to Duckworth. Duckworth, they're coming out now as Dorotich and Salmon. Not Dorotich, Salmon gave him one to go on with. Picked up by Salmon. He could kick a goal here. The big fella lines him up. It's a goal. So that's brought the Bombers back again. That's his first. So the scoreboard, 6 goals, 3-39. Carlton to Essendon. 4 goals, 7-31. A difference of 8 points. Just on the 22-minute mark of this, the second quarter.
Well, Dorotich made a mistake there. I would say it'd be his first for the match. He took a calculated risk. He tried to soccer the ball off the ground, missed it completely. Salmon was behind him. Dorotich couldn't recover. And the end result of all that was Salmon's first goal.
I think Salmon may have given him a helping hand too. But wait now for that centre bounce. 8 points the difference. The Bombers back in there fighting as it hits the ground. Kicked off the ground by Izzard. They go into attack. Chance for Duckworth and Motley. Motley carries the ball beautifully in front of him. Shrugged. That's great play by the ex-South Australian. Away from Foles and a perfect pass. Out there to Reece Jones, still copping abuse from the crowd. Over it goes now to Meldrum. He doesn't know where to go now. He's settled down a bit and he's going for a pass. And a ripper it is too to Robertson at centre field. This is a high-class game today as we see Carlton send the ball over their half-forward line. Justin Madden juggle that one. A hand pass quickly over to Silvani. He's already kicked 1 goal. He goes for a pass, a bad one, and marked there by Simon Madden right at the full-back position.
Simon Madden, former Essendon captain, kicks it straight to Fraser Murphy, who's just come onto the ground. And once again, the folly illustrated perfectly of going across the goal.
I don't know whether they go long, Pete, when you're under so much strain down there.
Well, in league football, as you'd reckon, they'd be able to think that one out.
Well, they get a rush of blood, particularly when you're a ruckman. It seems to happen to them all the time.
So Fraser Murphy from about 35 metres out, but right on the boundary line. Can he thread it from there? I don't think so. 1 behind. Scoreboard shows Essendon 4-7-31, Carlton 6-4-40. Once again, a difference of 9 points. It was 8 points at quarter time. So Kevin Walsh, who's done a good job down there on Kernahan, he's restricted him to a couple of kicks and 1 goal. Elshaw also goes across the goal. So they haven't really achieved much at all yet, Essendon. A good long kick would have done wonders. It's up to centre field. Good mark to Richardson.
Playing better today, Pete, than he's played since he joined Essendon.
Over to Izzard.
His 10th possession.
Izzard's playing well too. I like the style of this little fellow, I must admit. He's a real true rover. Salmon, Dorotich, well done. Out of bounds. Put Duckworth out of business.
He's a goer, Dorotich, isn't he?
He is a goer.
He's like Maltz is doing a similar job down the other end. There's Duckworth telling the umpire, how about a trip?
Boundary throw in right forward pocket for Essendon. Gary Folds, who's already kicked a goal in this quarter. Robertson keeps the ball in play. Don't know whether... Well, no, he hasn't kept it in play. It must have gone just over the line. Umpire Peter Cameron, though, coming in to talk. And it's going to be a free kick to Carlton's Robertson for on the shoulder. Robertson from back pocket left. Wobbly punt kick up to Madden. Former Essendon player, of course. On to Meldrum. Meldrum to left centre wing. Knocked down by Kevin Walsh, but he's hit it to Glasgow, who tries to get clear of Thompson. Succeeds. A long kick up towards half forward. Silvani, strong mark in front of Hamilton. Silvani, 50 metres from goal, has a chance to bring up his second. He kicked his first in this quarter as well, but he was in the square or close to it then. 12 seconds into time on in the second quarter. Silvani. That's going awfully close. It's a goal. 2 goals to Stephen Silvani. Started on the bench. He's kicked those 2 in this quarter. An excellent kick. And Carlton now take their score to 7-4. 46 to 5-7-37.
Of course, Silvani played all his football last year in defence, Pete, but he did play most of his football as a forward when he played in their junior grades. It was a fine kick, wasn't it?
Great kick. Approaching the 26-minute mark now of the second quarter. A great goal by Silvani, his second.
And the ball hits the deck again. Hurd goes into a clash, knocked his own man brains down, back it towards Carlton's centre-half forward position. Oh, there's nearly a mark to Hamilton. That was a great mark. As I said before, Sheedy's got a lot of faith in this young kid. And he's getting better with every game. Oh, that was a shocking bit of play. It happens all the time, but to get another kick. Carlton player down, McClure. I think he'll be okay. Give him the water bottle again. This cost him a fortune in water rates. Not as much as I pay, I'll tell you that now. There's a hand pass coming over now to Elshaw. They're trailing by 15 points. This is picked up now by Considine. Over it goes to Elshaw again. Elshaw's kick is short, but Big Walsh has got it. A hand pass coming over now to Mark Thompson. Boots the ball up there towards Salmon and Dorotich. Dorotich too strong for him. He's giving him a nice hole hiding down there at the moment. A hand pass coming over now to Melbourne. Clear. Back it goes to Motley. A little bit quieter this quarter, but had a sensational first one. Well played by Azard. Certainly playing a lot better than he has the last 4 or 5 weeks to Richardson. Fumbled that one, but lucky him. Hawker's there. He ran right into trouble. Gave it back to Richardson. Back it goes to Hurd. Oh, bad play. Got rid of that like a hot potato. Finally it comes to Elwood. A long kick coming out to Silvani again. Try to pick it up on the first volley. Down he goes. Hamilton recovers quicker. Back it goes now, and a chance this time for Considine again. The kick is wide to Richardson, scouting out well on that half-forward line. Over to Hawker. He runs to the 50-metre line. Let's fly. But there's no one there. For Essendon, pushed on by Dool, grabbed by Baker. Baker hooks the ball back looking for Salmon, but Dorridge is right on his tail, and Motley's there too. Here's a go for Hawker. Harms has got him well covered. Great play by Wayne Harms. And this is Harms at his best. And look at him go to the 50-metre mark. Now he's at the centre of the ground. Look at that hand pass. What a ripper. Over there to Elvin. It must have been 40 metres, that one. Up towards the McClure. Chance for Silvani to get it. He goes down as he tripped. The umpire didn't think so. Kernahan there. And they're throwing themselves at the ball, but no one can get clear. Picked up by Johnson. But the umpire said, I'll ball it up in the forward pocket position. Only about 5 metres out from the Carlton goal.
That hand pass was one of the longest I've ever seen.
Oh, golly. I think I can remember Polly Farmer doing one long like that here in a final match to Billy Goggin, Pete. That was a magnificent hand pass from Harms.
I think it was in 1963, wasn't it? Kernahan touched off the boot. Don't know who touched it, but the goal umpire is much closer than we are. And Kernahan missing out on his second goal, and 1 point takes Carlton to 7-5, 47 Essendon 4-7, 31. So not Stephen Clark, but Nobby Clark to bring the ball back into play. Neil Clark. Clark goes for the long kick. Knocked away from Fraser Murphy. Thompson. Mark Thompson. Back to Harvey, who's just back on the ground to replace Mick Thompson. Harms takes the mark, playing a great 150th, isn't he?
He certainly is. He's a marvellous player, isn't he?
He is.
When he's in form. 14 possessions, Pete.
And that long hand pass will be one that I'll remember for a long time. Umpire Howard has decided on a bounce on centre wing, 29.5 minutes into the second quarter. Robertson last to get up with the ball. And about 20 players once again around it. The two Maddens, Justin and Simon. It's won by Simon this time. To Meldrum. Meldrum up towards half forward. Silvani, great mark again. Oh, what a ripper. The hand pass to Elvin. But the siren's gone. He would have been better, of course, to go back and take the kick. I don't know whether that is a goal. Now, I don't think it will be allowed. Had, of course, he gone back to take the kick, he might have had a chance of putting it through. So no score. And at half-time, it is Carlton 7-5, 47, Essendon 4-7. Carlton lead by 16 points as we begin the third quarter at the MCG. 7-5, 47 to 4-7, 31. It's a quarter that could really decide Essendon's final chances for season 1986. Knocked down to Robertson. Robertson up towards half forward for Carlton. Out comes Danaher. Two skippers playing on each other at the moment. He and McClure. Alvin. Ball socket off the ground up to Hawker. Hawker picks it up from right half forward, chips it into Harvey, but Harms playing the game of his life for 150. Back to Dean. Had about a 40-metre hand pass during the second quarter. It was unbelievable. Walsh. Folds. Neil Clark. Oh, stolen by Kernahan, was intended for Elshaw. Good tackle by Bradley. Back to Clark. Madden and Ezard, the long and the short of it. Meldrum sandwiched, can't get clear. Packet comes to Strosh. Picked up by Duckworth, tries to crash his way through, succeeds. On to Harvey, could be a badly needed one here for Essendon. The hand pass to Salmon, had to turn quickly, he does so and puts it through. Salmon second and a badly needed one for the Bombers. That came up as past the minute and a quarter mark of the third quarter. And the scoreboard shows Essendon now 5-7-37, Carlton 7-5-47. And that was the one they needed, Lewis.
Well, actually, Ezard caused the damage there by intercepting that mark of Big Maddens. And, of course, Duckworth, with sheer guts and determination, got it down there. And a good hand pass coming over there to Salmon for an easy goal.
Salmon's second goal. And the goal that they really needed to get them firing in the third quarter. 10 points the difference. Essendon into attack again. Hawker, well tackled by Dool. Out to Baker, the leading possession gatherer in the match so far. Dorotich and Salmon again. Harvey, all he has to do is soccer it through. Does so, looks okay. Goal, 2 to Essendon inside 2 minutes, and the Bombers are back in business. And Dorotich and Salmon take on each other as Harvey's down.
Dorotich and Salmon having a go down there at the back of the goals. Umpire Cameron coming across as is it Glasgow there coming in?
Duckworth's in there as well.
Harms is there too.
Peter Cameron directing traffic again. Confers with the goal umpire. Having a few words now to Paul Salmon. And the goal stands. Harvey is the man that got the heaviest knock. Seems to be okay. Dorotich having a few words. And the end result of all that, though, is that the goal still stands. Harvey was the one that put it through. For everybody getting spoken to, and the difference is only 4 points. Well, what a start to the third quarter.
Well, it's put the Bombers back in business now, and they're only 4 points down. And as we said during the first half of the match, that this is a vital game for the Bombers. They can't afford to lose it if they want their final chances to stay alive. Just over the 3-minute mark, 4 points the difference. The Bombers are now. Both ruckmen missed that one. Grabbed by Baker. He fumbled the ball. Picked up by Robertson off the side of his boot. Comes out there to Walsh, doing a great job down there in defence.
Too high.
And that'll be a free kick. That'll be a ball up, he said. Carlton supporters not happy with the decision, but umpire Cameron's a lot closer than we are, and they're doing a pretty good job, the umpires, today. It's been a torrid affair. They're both sides going in pretty hard. No beg pardons. Madden against Madden. There's a hurried kick by Strosh down towards Kernahan, but Walsh is right on his tail. Kernahan pushes it over to Murphy, pushed on by Danaher, back to Ritson. Good play by the Essendon skipper. Walsh again gets a hurried kick back out towards Justin Madden. The big fella gets a hurried kick back towards that half-forward line, and a good safe mark on the 50-metre defence line, that time by Thompson. A long hand pass to Walsh. Another one over to Elshaw. Drives the ball back towards the half-forward line. In front is Duckworth, punched out by Dool. Coming in to meet it now is Robertson at half-back. Gets a hurried kick back towards the... there's a good mark to Glasgow. And Glasgow out on the centre wing position. Baker's got him well covered. He's called play on now over to... he put Johnson under the hammer. But Johnson still got the kick back there towards Meldrum, and Meldrum takes the mark out there about 60 metres out from goal. The kick by Meldrum, drops short, looking for Silvani, got under that one. Danaher doing a great job down there in defence since he's been shifted to full back in this third quarter. 4 points the difference as the ball is kicked down by Considine out to Duckworth. Duckworth and Dool go after. Dool grabs him. Good play by Dool, but he finally gets the hand pass back to Harvey. He's got a ton of time to go for a pass. Grabbed by Hawker right on the boundary line. And he's about 40 metres out from goal. 4 points the difference. Short pass. Salmon's got it. That's about the first time he's really got away from Dorotich today. He's already kicked 1 goal, 2 goals.
Goal here would put them in front.
By 2 points. 4 points the difference as we approach the 5.5-minute mark of this third quarter. And the Bombers have a big chance now to get themselves in front.
As I said at the start of the quarter, Lou, it's a turn that will probably decide Essendon's final chances this year. If they lose this match, I would say they're close to being out of business. I think that's Dean in the hands of the trainers. He got a heavy knock when he tried to effect a tackle there just a minute back. Salmon for goal number 3. 1 point only. That is a very bad miss. So Salmon not able to restore the lead for Essendon, and the scoreboard shows 7-5 to 6-8.
Salmon's kicked 2 goals 3, Pete.
Harms to Dorotich. Look for Murphy or Kernahan, knocked away by Walsh. Probably had the better of that duel today, but Kernahan recovers the better, tries to get it to Murphy. Boot the ball very quickly to put Carlton into attack. He's tried to find Glascott. Folds again playing in defence. He was in attack in the second quarter. Meldrum. Oh, what a mark! Does he like a mark, this little fellow? Over it goes to Considine, who fumbles, but good block from Rhys Jones, who threads his way through 2 Essendon players. Long hand pass. Over it goes to Robertson, who seems to get better with every game. Robertson up towards McClure, outmarked by Danaher. As Lou said, doing a great job at fullback since he was moved there. Elshaw to left half forward flank. Doull, fine mark over the top of Duckworth. Doull in game 351. Around to Rhys Jones on centre wing. And much to the delight of Essendon fans, Rhys can't take it. Certainly livens them up, Rhys Jones. So too does Billy Duckworth, I guess, but we have a boundary throw on centre wing. The 2 Maddens, Justin and Simon. One by Simon, picked up by Richardson. Might have got grabbed a little bit too high, but the umpire says no. Johnston. Thompson, well caught by Kernahan. Excellent tackle. Murphy can't effect a hand pass, and umpire Cameron will bounce it. Still, to all intents and purposes, on centre wing. 7.5 minutes gone, third quarter. 47 to 44 in favour of Carlton. 7-5 to 6-8. Crowd probably around about the 50,000 mark. Knocked away by Justin Madden this time. Folds his kick, a short one, up to the vacant centre field area. Finally picked up by Harvey onto Rains. Long kick. Doull can't take the mark. And umpire Howard will bounce it about 40 metres from goal.
Into this quarter by 8 minutes. 3 points the difference in favour of the Bomber, in favour of Carlton, but they're looking a lot better in this third quarter, Essendon. They've tightened their game up, and of course they've put Danaher down to full back, and he's really set the pattern for that defence. It was a little bit slack, except for Walsh in the first half of the game. There's a chance now for Justin Madden to mark it, but this fella backing up Walsh in a bit of trouble, gets a hand pass, looking out there for fouls. Well played by Murphy, goes after it again. The little fella won't give in. Brilliant play by Murphy, takes the ball away from the back line. And a good mark taken here by Kernahan. Could be a 15-metre penalty against Hurt, but at least he stopped him from moving on. He's gone for a pass, a just shocking kick. This allows Rains to come in. He's grabbed, breaks through, he's collared, gets a hand pass back to Baker. Over to Richardson. He's grabbed. Oh, that's a marvellous tackle by Silvani.
Tackle of the day, that.
Beautiful tackle. And he's got the ball now at centre field. Quickly kicks it over the half-forward line. The mark dropped by Glascott was a difficult one. Ball pushed on now by Thompson. Couldn't get it the first time. Goes for a hand pass. Silvani missed it. Strosser's got it, but he's collared by Madden. That was nearly a free kick too. Silvani for holding the ball this time. This time it's against Silvani. It'll go to Baker at centre field, possibly throwing it. Short one. A bad pass. Punched on that time by Dean. Grabbed by Elshaw. A hand pass over to Simon Madden at centre half forward. A pass looking for Big Salmon. Got his hands but couldn't hold the mark. That's Harvey going down. There are no big pardons. We see Meldrum thread his way through the pack. Beautiful play by Meldrum. Kicks the ball wide. Coming in as Rains got under that. Upset Motley as he was going for it. Back it goes to Nobby Clark. Shrugs his opponent up. Goes for a pass. And a beautiful bit of interception that time by Dorotich. Well, he won't let Big Salmon get away. The ball shot back there towards the half-forward line. Oh, taken off the pack beautifully by Thompson. Let's fly at the goals and let's watch the result. Oh, mark. It'll be a mark to Hawker. That was a great mark. Now, he's on a very acute angle, but I should imagine he'll run around because he'd only be about 1.5 metres out from the goals, and he's got Big Justin Madden to kick over. He's had 15 possessions. I don't think we've ever seen him play a bad game this year, Pete, or even last year, Hawker.
Go back a bit further, Lou, too, I think. Very consistent player, Glenn Hawker.
Great kick getter, or a possession getter these days. We wait now for Hawker to... He'll come around. He's going to have the old banana kick. And the result is a goal. So the Bombers have hit the front at the 11-minute mark of this third quarter. 7 goals, 850 Essendon to Carlton, 7-5-47. Well, they're looking good. That was a strong mark taken by Hawker. As we've said, he's been a fine player for the Bombers over the last few years. We see Harvey coming off the ground.
And Merritt coming back on.
Merritt, who's been out of form, but there is some excuse for him, possibly because he's had an injured arm. But this may give him a bit of encouragement now that they're in front. And, of course, we've seen Ezard a far better player today than he has been the last few weeks, Pete.
Salmon's the leading goal kicker for Essendon. The remaining players are all singles. And, of course, that was Hawker's first goal. Glascott has 3 for Carlton and Silvani 2. Rains and Glascott getting ready to get into the action. 11.5 minutes have gone. Third quarter. Essendon in front now, 7-8 to 7-5. They've kicked 3 goals in this quarter, and Carlton indeed haven't scored. So the Blues are certainly going to have to do something. Maybe they can here through Johnston up towards the half-forward position. Murphy fumbles. Hamilton, well caught, breaks one tackle, can't break another. Loose ball picked up by Rhys Jones. He has a flying shot at goal. That's pretty good, but not target, I think, for 1 point. Very, very close from David Rhys Jones. Nonetheless, it is Carlton's first score of the term. It took them 12 minutes to get it. Carlton 7-6. They trailed by 2 points. Folds his kick to the outer side, marked by Rains. Not the greatest of hand passes to Elshaw, who comes back to Gary Folds again. Folds to centre field. Looks for Considine. About his first mark, I think. He'll have to be quick here to get the kick. He does so. Up towards half-forward for Essendon. Duckworth intercepted by Meldrum, but he fumbles. Chance for Hawker again. Good tackle, Dool. And pass comes out to Ezard.
He threw it, Pete.
Free kick going to Carlton. By Peter Cameron right on the spot. Hawkeye himself. Dool. The centre wing over the top is Mark Thompson. Richardson, Hawker, and Elshaw. Elshaw's kick into the square. Justin Madden at the back. Oh, he should have tried to punch. He should have tried to punch it.
Well, I'll tell you what, that was a great mark by Ezard, but like Salmon must be standing him up at least 3 feet, and he still couldn't get it away from the little fellow.
Well, he didn't try to punch, though. He tried to mark, and it's a cardinal sin down there.
Well, he thought he had the advantage in height, but the little fella can jump in the air. We all know that.
Ezard. Has he got it? I'll have to wait on the goal umpire. He has. And so the Bombers are killing them in this third quarter. They're looking good, Essendon, the premiers for the last 2 years. Ezard's first goal, second goal, after that mark in the square. And the scoreboard shows Essendon 8-8, 56, Carlton 7-6, 48.
Now, this is one of the problems Carlton have got. Once a side gets on top of them like the Bombers have now, we'll just see just what sort of a team they are, because we've watched them crumble before. They are a team that plays on confidence, and once they lose that, they've gone. Back in the centre again. They've got Kernahan in the ruck. Against Simon Madden, who got the tap down, picked up by Motley. The ball over the half-forward. That's a free kick out of Mark to Murphy's off like a shot, the little fella from the 50-metre mark. Down it goes there towards Silvani. A great mark there by Silvani. Right on the boundary line in the forward pocket, about 15 metres out from goal. And there's no doubt about Stephen Silvani. As Pete said, he was knocked about with an illness this year. What did he have?
Glandular fever.
Glandular fever, but this fella's got a lot of class. Of course, you'd have to say it's hereditary, Pete.
Kick 2 already.
He's right on the boundary line. A goal here. He went for a pass. Left unattended that time, Harms. A little bit of neglect on the part of the Bomber defence to allow him to come down. But I would say that Harms has been the Blues' best player. He's had 17 possessions, got a chance to kick a goal. There it is, right through the middle by Wayne Harms. So the scoreboard is Essendon 8 goals, 8-56. To Carlton, 8 goals, 6-54. A difference of 2 points as we approach the 15-minute mark of this third quarter. And what a game this has been here today, in front of about at least 50,000, I would say, Pete.
Yes, that was Harms's first goal, and it was also Carlton's first this quarter. It took them 15 minutes to get it. Once again, the difference is 2 points after Essendon led by 8. They trailed by 16 at half-time.
And there's a free kick, a penalty free kick going there to Simon Madden. In front is Merritt, couldn't hold the mark. Ezard and Meldrum having a great battle. Meldrum smothers that one, but he can't get out of the pack. It comes back to Stross. He had no hope of getting out, and the umpire will board it up about 40 metres out from the Essendon goal. They're in front at the moment by 2 points, 56 plays 54, and we're just about on the 16-minute mark of this third quarter. Knocked out by Salmon, a shocking knockout, went straight to Motley, didn't even look that time, comes back towards Baker, and of course that was good play on the part of Considine, but he interfered too much, and the free kick will go to Stross there at half back.
Stross to centre wing. Madden late on the scene, picked up by Motley, or Glascott it was. Glascott to half forward now for Carlton. Mark Thompson gets there first for the Bombers. A good block though by Silvani, picked up by Hamilton. Oh, he got one from his own man there. That was Folds. And so it will be a boundary throw-in. Harvey's set to come back on, it would appear. He's been on and off today. Coming off as Salmon. Ball driven up towards half forward. And the mark taken by Walsh. You see Madden down there in the pocket with Kernahan having a stint on the ball. At the back, Dorotich, who followed Salmon down for the interchange. It's picked up by Harvey. Harvey's gone for a short pass inboard. Richardson and Silvani. Silvani down, in goes Hamilton. McClure's been a fairly quiet player today. I think it's going to be a bounce on centre wing. And in fact, McClure coming off.
Picked that pretty well, Pete.
So the skipper off for Carlton to be replaced by another, I think I can say, Kenny Sheldon's in the veteran class. Knocked down by Kernahan, but not a good one. Picked up by Alvin. Hamilton overruns it, so too does Rhys Jones. Almost in the back to Essendon down there. In fact, umpire Howard has seen that. And it will be a Bomber free kick. Let's see who's going to take it.
Richardson.
15-metre penalty as well. Richardson now up to the true centre wing position. Considine. Not a good hand pass. Stross put the block in. Rhys Jones to centre wing. Oh, Robertson just got out of that one. Stross again with Folds. Elshaw. Hurd. Hurd's kick a short one. Back towards Baker. Long hand pass to Harvey. Harvey at left half forward flank. Down towards Duckworth. Merritt's there at the back. No one can take the grab. Izzard just about pinned. He nearly got clear. Gets clear the second time and shoots. That's not bad. It's a goal. Great snapshot by the little redhead. That's his third goal. And the scoreboard at the 18.5-minute mark of the quarter says Essendon 9 goals, 8-62. Carlton 8-6-54.
Well, that's the sign of a champ, Pete. He lost it the first time, missed it, then went after it again with a lot of determination. A beautiful snapshot for goal by Izzard.
And Ken Sheldon coming off. He was only on for about 30 seconds, and he'll be replaced by Kenny. 19 minutes gone in the third quarter. That was Izzard's third goal. It's a crackerjack game of football now with the Bombers looking a lot better.
8 points the difference in favour of Essendon. Ball comes back there towards the wing position. Bit of battling with Harms, Rains went into double, back to Richardson. Over it goes now to Considine. He's grabbed by Rhys Jones. Umpire called play on, intercepted beautifully by Nobby Clark. Spins away from Dean. Lost his boot in the meantime. It went about as long as the far as the ball. Picked up by Billy Duckworth up towards the full forward position. This is bouncing back. Can it get there? It's a goal! I don't think Dorotich touched it. Yes, a goal! Oh, what a ripper. A little bit of luck their way, but when you're hot, you're hot. When you're not, you're not. Well done, Billy Duckworth. So at the just on the 20-minute mark of this third quarter, we see Essendon 10-8-68 to Carlton 8 goals, 6-54. We watched that again. And we'll see it break away, Pete.
That was an amazing ball. 1-2. Couple of bounces and in it went. As you had said, Lou, when you're hot, and they're certainly hot at the moment, Essendon. 20 minutes gone in the third quarter, and the Bombers looking good.
Certainly are. Into this quarter now by 20 minutes, 14 points the difference in favour of Essendon. They're back into attack through Blake, who's played a superb game in the centre. Duckworth tried to get it the second time, but Dool was right on his hammer. Great play by Duckworth again. He kicked it away from Dool. Dool's going after him again, but Duckworth can't pick it up. Matter of fact, his big foot got in the way there and it went over the line and out of bounds. But it's still on Essendon's half-forward line, about 70 metres around from their goal. They're 14 points in front. They were trailing by 16 at half-time and they've really bounced back. Richardson playing a lot better today. That kick wasn't a great one. It's out of bounds on the full. So that'll be a penalty free kick down there to Wayne Harms. No doubt Carlton's best player today. He's played a superb game. Kick by Harms is back there towards the wing position. Oh, look at Glasgow getting up high. Couldn't hold the mark. Stross gave it back there now to Motley. Motley's kick is a hurried one to centre half forward. The pack fly. That's Walsh. He's fixed them up down there today. First of all, pulling Kernahan out of business. Now he's got Justin Madden. That was a great mark to Thompson. Thompson's kick is not a good one and grabbed by Rhys Jones. He could have a bit of a box on here now with Hazard. Gets a quick kick back to Meldrum. Glasgow is put off balance there. This will allow Danaher. Certainly made a difference in the defence, Pete, since going down there to full back.
He's played well at full back, yeah.
Certainly has. He's livened them up and made them a lot tighter defensive line down there. Chance for Harvey. They all fly. Backing out well as Simon Matt with a pass, but well intercepted that time by Dorotich. They're really under strain now, this defence of Carlton's. Under pressure as the ball goes back there towards that Motley. Got one hand to it, spun away from the pack. Short pass, it'll be okay, and Justin Madden's got it now out there on the wing. The big fella decides to go for a bounce. Finally kicks it up there looking for Kenny, but Hamilton's got him covered. Hamilton going with Kenny, the two number 40s. And the ball goes back in now to Kernahan. He gets away from Nobby Clark. A quick snap at goal. Will it come around enough? No, sir, and it's out of bounds. And that'll be a penalty free kick to Foles in the back pocket position for Essendon.
22 and a quarter minutes have gone, third quarter. It's got an excellent one for the Bombers. 68 to 54, so they lead by 14 points after trailing by 16 at half-time. Very similar pattern to this game as we saw yesterday at VFL Park between Fitzroy and Collingwood. Madden, that's Justin Madden, outmarked his brother. It's a long way from goal. He's probably had the better of the brothers' duel, if I could put it that way. Hamilton misjudged that one. Thompson didn't. Spins out beautifully. Thought about giving it to Richardson, then goes up towards Harvey, whom he finds at centre field, marking in front of Wayne Harms.
Playing better this quarter, Pete.
They're all playing better this quarter. They've found something. Now he's bringing that back. Essendon have looked like a football side for the first time in many, many weeks. What they're doing is correct. Can't do much wrong at the moment. This is Richardson.
Playing a lot better today since he joined the club. 18 possessions so far, Pete.
Madden in front of Rhys Jones. In fact, Carlton have got a little bit loose in their defence. They've lost their run-on play.
I think it's shown up a few weaknesses in the Carlton side. They don't like to have it pretty hard on them, and of course they're not as brilliant as they were in that first half, Peter.
Knocked down by Dean. Picked up by Johnston, but it's a very hurried kick. It could have gone anywhere. Considine's got the sit and takes the mark. And he's got a chance from about 55 metres out to bring up his first goal for his new club. In senior ranks, that is. It's a good long kick. Up into the square. The flyer was Merritt off his hands and through for a point to the Bombers. 10-9, 69 to 86-54. 24 minutes into the term, so we're a minute away from time on. It's been a good quarter for the Bombers. I wouldn't write Carlton off yet, though. Harms out to Strosh. Strosh at left half-back flank gets clear. A long kick. Tries to find Silvani. Went for the knock-on, but there was no Carlton player there. Mark Thompson, a short pass out to Baker on right centre wing. Baker chips it in short. Harvey. Essendon players we haven't seen for weeks are suddenly finding form. Richardson around Motley, and Motley's gone quiet this term after having a brilliant first half. That's a long kick. Harms can't touch it, I don't think. Goal! Wayne Harms looks disgusted, but it was a correct decision, and 4 points to the Bombers. 11-9-75, giving Carlton a bath now. 8-6-54.
Great kick for goal by Richardson. I just think that, I thought, Pete, that possibly Harms could have marked it. I think he really tried to just touch it and let it go through, but by doing that, he misjudged it, and of course they got a goal out of it.
Well, he's not too happy with himself, Wayne Harms. Anyway, we won't hold that against him because he has been, up until now, Carlton's best player.
Go along with that.
25 minutes into the term. That was Richardson's first goal. Time on being played. The Bombers looking good.
Just over the 25-minute mark. And the Bombers gradually getting away from Carlton now. They're in plenty of troubles. We see the ball come back here again. Pushed on by Hurd. Grabbed by Bradley. Hardly been sighted today. Over to Rhys Jones. A long kick up there towards the goals. Pushed on. Well played by Walsh. Done a marvellous job down there today. He had, first of all, Kernahan well smothered, and of course Kernahan's gone into the ruck. He's back at full forward again now, but Walsh been well on top. A pass, and the ball marked down there in the back pocket by Nobby Clark. Madden, the two Maddens together, having a great battle out there. It's pushed on by Simon Madden, and the ball is out of bounds up towards the Carlton half-forward line, about 70 metres around from their goal. 26 minutes gone of this third quarter. It's Essendon 11-9-75 to Carlton 8-7-25, a 20-point lead, and they were trailing by 16 points at half-time. There he goes, Danaher, knocked on by Rhys Jones. Danaher again, as I said before, he's made the difference in the fence, playing a great game, a captain's game. Merritt couldn't hold that mark. He dropped it. He goes after it again. The ball comes out to Meldrum. Battling there is Hawker. He's down too, and the umpire will ball this up about 40 metres out from the Essendon goal. No doubt about it, Pete. Danaher's made the difference in that defence. He's given Walsh the support he needed.
Yes, well, Walsh was a good player before half-time, and they had to swing Kernahan into the ruck in this quarter.
Well, he was doing it on his own. Now they're all got their confidence back. Thompson's come into the game as the ball is pushed out to Meldrum. Bradley's there, but they've had him well covered. He's done a great job today. Hurd smothering all the way along the line. So it'll be a ball up out there towards the Essendon half-forward line, about 65 metres out from their goal. Essendon is 75 points to Carlton 55 points. 27 minutes gone of this third quarter, and it's been a bundle of a game today. Pushed on by Rains. Good play. Oh, got through the pack round Sheldon that time. Up it goes to Merritt. Dools there. Dorotich. It hits the deck. Dorotich goes after it. Duckworth's into his back, and the ball is forced through for 1 point. So it's 21 points the difference now. And Carlton starting to fade, not looking nowhere near as brilliant as they were in that first half. And it makes you wonder whether they like this sort of pressure football put on by Essendon. There's no doubt about it. It's possibly the most brilliant side in the league when you look for players individually, Pete.
Yes, they've got a few stars, but a lot of those stars are down today, Lou.
There's Essendon. He was put off balance. Motley coming in to meet it. Gets a long hand pass out to Wayne Johnson on the wing position on his own. Another one over to Murphy. Murphy kicks the ball long, looking for Kernahan. He's got a chance. Dropped that one. Welsh goes after him. There's a chance there for Hamilton too. He won't let anybody else get near it. The umpire will ball it up right on the 50-metre attacking zone line there for Carlton. Into the quarter by 28 minutes, and the Bombers in front by 21 points.
The bounce. Knocked down by Simon Madden to Fraser Murphy. Murphy could score from there. It'll go close, but not close enough for Carlton. It's out of bounds on the full. And the free kick will be taken by the Essendon skipper, Terry Danaher. As Lou said, has played very well in the key defence post in this quarter. And the whole Essendon side seems to have lifted. You can find the reason. I'm sure Kevin Sheedy would like to know it, but they've shown a lot more desperation than they did in the first half. Alvin got tripped up. Free kick. Sheldon. No, it'll have to go back. Melbourne's first kick this quarter, actually, and he was one of their stars in the first half. So too was Motley, and both of those players have gone out of the game. Now Kernahan kick coming up here.
Walsh was terribly disappointed. He shook his head in displeasure then, Pete.
Well, he hasn't made too many mistakes today.
No, he certainly hasn't. What, Kernahan's kicked 1 goal already.
And that was a little bit of luck, actually, because Walsh went for a knock-on and Kernahan was good enough to intercept it. It's 40 metres out. Looks from here as though it's drifting off. It is. So Carlton, still to their credit, have only got 1 goal in this third term. Essendon have kicked 7. It's been a great quarter for Essendon. 11-10 to 8-8 is the score. Ball back into play from Clark. Danaher. Baker. Baker from half back finds Hawker. Hawker marking in front of D. Walking from right half back flank towards centre wing. Alvin gets offloaded by Madden. Ezard puts it high and long. Looking for Merritt. Dorotich is in front. Harms grabbed, but he didn't appear to have the ball. Rhys Jones just about throws it out. Picked up by Motley, who, as I mentioned, has had a very quiet third term after a brilliant first half. On to Sheldon. Sheldon a little bit short of right centre wing. Goes long to half forward for Carlton. Kernahan and Walsh. Walsh again, but it's sharked by Johnston. Johnston down towards full forward. Silvani leading out well. The first time this term that he's got away from Danaher. He has already kicked 2 goals, but they were in the second quarter. Now there's the siren.
Well, he had the chance. This is rather similar to that.
Berry.
Yeah, because he took a mark and played on. Well, not foolishly, because he wasn't to know the siren rang just before half-time. And, of course, the siren rang and he didn't get the kick. Now he's got a chance to make amends here, Pete.
Very vital kick coming up for Stephen Silvani. It'll only be Carlton's second goal at the quarter if he can get it. It is. That's just what they needed. 3 goals to Silvani. So Carlton still in with a chance. At three-quarter time, the scoreboard on Sevens Big League. Essendon 11-10-76. Carlton 9-8-62. Essendon lead by 14 points before 51,646 fans at the MCG. The Bombers came back brilliantly in the third quarter, kicking 7-3 to 2-3. Can they go on with it now? Richardson possibly played his best game since joining the club. Ezard. That's a long kick down to half forward. Harvey has it knocked away by Dorotich. Picked up by Elshaw. Elshaw goes for a short pass. Hawker just can't quite grab it. Dean on the boundary line, gets dragged over it. The ball's still in play. Salmon to Elshaw. Shocker, out of bounds. Free kick.
They're certainly tackling a lot better since half-time, the Bombers. They've really gone after Carlton, haven't they?
They certainly are. Carlton totally outplayed them in the first half. It's been a different Essendon. Alvin, he went out of it in the third quarter, only had 1 kick. And yet he was one of the Blues' best players in the first 2 terms. Off the hands of Justin Madden. Baker. Baker to Rains. Rains' kick is a high one. Salmon comes out. Dorotich. Clark has it smothered by Rhys Jones. Hamilton, not Considine got it to Clark and turned back to Harvey. Harvey has a snapshot at goal. He's off target though.
There's a free kick there against Hawker to Dean. Pushing the back, Pete.
Dean onto Harms, playing game number 150, and before half-time was just about best on the ground. Madden goes for the palm on. Thompson was well caught, picked up by Murphy. Murphy's hand pass into the open spaces on centre wing. Down goes Strosh, ball very close to the boundary line. Murphy again, almost out of bounds on the full, off the knees, I thought. Boundary umpire didn't though, and it will be a boundary throw it on centre wing, just on Carlton's attacking side of centre. Down by Simon Madden, trying to get a kick at the ball, not successful. Bradley, he's been on the land of the missing today, and it's going to be a bounce on centre wing. It's been a great game of football though, and I'm sure everyone here has enjoyed this contest. Bounce on centre wing once again, contested by the 2 Maddens.
Ball kicked back towards Richardson, who's certainly been a lot better player. This is the best game. Oh, that was a good block that time by Alvin. And no doubt one of their best players in the first half, as you mentioned, Pete. 1 possession, but he had plenty of mates in that third quarter. Carlton, they were down. Well, both ruckmen missed that. Picked up by Stross, who hasn't played a bad game. Bradley coming into it now, has been out of the picture all day. Up there towards McClure. Punched away by Danaher. Robertson goes after it. He's first there. Hand pass back to Johnson. Hooks the ball back. And it'll be knocked back into play, but it was over the line for 1 point. So it's 13 points the difference. We approach the 3-minute mark of this last quarter. Short kick by Nobby Clark. It'll be okay and marked by Danaher. He's given a lot of support there to Walsh, who was doing a lone job down there. There's a push in the back against Justin Madden to go to his brother Simon. They're just about even for the day, I'd say, Pete. Kick by Madden is over the half-forward line. The back is Duckworth. He's got it. Downey when he was going to play on then, I think, too. That might have been a little bit of luck his way. Kicks the ball long, looking for Salmon, but well covered by Dorotich. The ball comes to the back of the pack. Considine couldn't get clear. It's a good play on the part of Dean. Over to Harms. Harms clears the ball wide. Coming out to meet it now is Rains. Knocks the ball in front of him. Right on his tail there was Robertson. He went down and stayed down as the ball goes back out there towards the wing position. Coming in to meet it now is Thompson. Picks it up nicely. No doubt about it, Danaher's made the difference at that back line. He's livened them all up as we see the ball punched away by Rhys Jones. Grabbed by Bradley over to Alvin. Alvin's kick is smothered. Coming in to meet it now is Walsh. It bounces the wrong way. Kernahan gets a hand pass to Glasgow. Over it goes to Silvani. This will be a goal for sure. Good hand pass to McClure on his own. There's no doubt about that one, a goal. So it's 7 points the difference now. The Blues bouncing back.
Scoreboard, Essendon 11-10-76 and Carlton now 10-9-69 at the MCG.
Well, they need Alvin firing, Pete, because in that third quarter he was missing one possession, and he's the bloke that creates the loose man as he did then.
I need that guy to fire too, Lou McClure.
Well, that's right. And good play on the part of Carlton. The good hand pass coming over there to McClure, and had no trouble putting it through for a goal.
4.5 minutes into the final quarter. 76 plays 69, still anybody's match. It's a thriller at the cricket ground. Down to Mark Thompson. Oh, he's well tackled, just about holding the ball. He's got him. So the free kick will go to Robertson at half forward.
He'd have tried today too, Pete. He played very well the last game.
Gone for a short pass. The lead from Alvin effective. Alvin plays on. He's in the pocket. Bad angle. Has he got it? 1 point. So Tommy Alvin not able to convert from the boundary line. 5 minutes gone.
Well, he's made the difference since he started to run on again. There's no doubt he's their link man, and once Alvin starts to fire like he did in the first half of the match, Carlton are a different side.
6 points the difference. Danaher to half back. Reece Jones behind. Didn't go the punch. Should have. Couple flying now. Umpire Peter Cameron will, of course, pay it to Thompson.
Well, I don't know. I think Thompson could have lost that because there was a bit of heavy work by Thompson to Reece Jones before when he was grabbed.
Well, let's see what's going to happen. He's giving it to Thompson plus a 15-metre penalty.
Might have been a bit lucky to get that.
Short pass to centre field. Good knock on by Rains. The end result wasn't what Essendon wanted though, because it's gone to Glascott. They got it from Dean down to Murphy. Murphy's hand pass on to Johnson, always dangerous. A goal here would level the scores, but he's off target. 5 points the difference. So Carlton coming right back at Essendon now, and as I said, it is a thriller. Johnson looks as though he's gone a couple of rounds with Tim Witherspoon. Knocked away by Richardson. It's out of bounds. Left half forward flank for the Blues just past the 50-metre mark. It'll be a boundary throw in 6.5 minutes into the term.
5 points the difference. On the Blues half forward line, knocked out by Salmon, right in the hands of Motley. They go back into attack, down towards their full forward position. Knocked on by Silvani as they go for McClure. Murphy chipping in there. He couldn't get a kick. He was grabbed by Danaher. That was a good tackle. Picked up by Thompson. A hand pass coming over to Fold, but Alvin's right on his tail. He's on the boundary line and it'll be out of bounds. So it's out of bounds about 45, 50 metres around from the Carlton goal. They're trailing by 5 points. They're 71 points to Western 76. Just on the 7-minute mark of this last quarter, there's 50-odd thousand people who are enjoying every moment of this game. It's a thriller. Out it goes now, picked up by Strost. Hasn't played a bad game. Back to Reece Jones. Silvani comes in. The ball tapped out. Silvani again. A hand pass. Goes over now. Motley, a snap at goal. But Danaher's there, but he won't save. It'll go through for a point.
4 points the difference.
4 points the difference. Just on the 7.5-minute mark. You couldn't get a better game of football than this. It thrills and spills and plenty of spectacular play as the ball goes out there towards Kernahan and Walsh off the top of the pack. Bradley, who's been missing all day, coming into the picture now as he shoots the ball deep into the full forward position. The pack fly, tapped down to Murphy. A snap at goal. This will be good. It's a goal. And the Blues have hit the front. 8 minutes into the quarter. Carlton 11 goals, 12-78 to Western 11-10-76.
Fraser Murphy's first goal. The little Rover started on the bench. The Carlton Rover comes out to congratulate him. 10 possessions so far for Murphy. And a very valuable kick, that one. The Blues hit back. They trailed by 14 points at three-quarter time. Once again, Carlton looking good. 7th big league being enjoyed today in Western Australia and also Tasmania. In South Australia as well. 8.5 minutes gone. Final term. Bradley. He's been very quiet, but what he has done in the last quarter has been good. Johnston's kick partly smothered. Picked up by Neil Clark. Clark's kick back to half forward. Dool and Duckworth. Richardson off the ground. Harvey does it well. Tries to get clear of Meldrum and Glascott. Does so over the top of Motley. Considine at half forward. Long kick into the square. Tall timber there as Madden off his hands hit the post and 1 point. There might be a free kick. No. One behind. That will stand. And so it's 11-11, 77 to 11-12, 78. 1 point the difference at the cricket ground. Harms. Keep dropping a little bit short. Knocked away by Salmon. Picked up by Baker, always dangerous. Good block. And Baker just about to get clear. So there will be a bounce at half forward. Motley limping. He's had a bad run with injuries this year. Knocked away by Justin Madden. Motley now moving okay over to Harms, playing his 150th, and what a game he's played. Had a quiet third term, but he had a few mates. Strong mark by Mark Thompson. And Mark Thompson at right centre wing will put Essendon back into attack as we approach the 10-minute mark.
Point the difference. Thompson back into attack over their half-forward line. The pack fly, it comes down to Hawker, looking for someone to give it to. Over to Hazard. Hazard back to Hawker, scooting around that half-forward on a short pass to Rains. He's grabbed it like a slip catch. The umpire called play on. Up it goes to Dool. Dool got the punch out to Motley, missed it. Has a go for Shaw. It's a goal. The Bombers are back in front again. Oh, this is the crowd going mad. What a game. 10 minutes gone of this last quarter. It's Essendon 12 goals, 11-83 to Carlton 11-12, 78.
Bad miss by Motley there. He had the chance to do something with the ball, but hit it straight to ground, and Elshaw pounced on it very quickly. Dool hit it down, then Motley went for the knock-on. It was not successful. Elshaw picked it up, and he made no mistake putting through his first goal.
The Bombers 5 points in front, just over the 10.5-minute mark of this last quarter. Salmon against Justin Madden, picked up that time by Baker, playing a slashing game in the centre. Hazard goes the knock-on over to Rains. He fumbles the ball. He's down by 2 of them. They won't let him go. Dool's there too. Certainly collared him. I think Dean might have been the other player. So it'll be a ball up on that 50-metre mark in Essendon's attacking zone. Rains comes out limping. They don't get much chance for a breather here today, Pete. They're really going in hard, both sides.
Rains looking very sore.
Ball up at centre half forward. Madden in front. That's Justin Madden. Got the tap down. Robertson missed that. Nearly copped one from Harvey. He's getting through the pack as Elshaw fires again. This could be good. It's another goal. They're 11 points in front. The Bombers coming back into it again. 11.5 minutes gone. It's now Carlton 11 goals, 12-78 to Essendon 13-11, 89. And what a game this is today.
Rains coming off the ground, not surprisingly, because he was limping noticeably just a couple of minutes back. And Rains giving Thompson the thumbs up. That's Mick Thompson coming back on. Elshaw, 2 goals, and both of those have been kicked in the last minute and a half of play. Approaching the 12-minute mark now, the final term. It's 11-12 to 13-11, 89 to 78. So Essendon on 11 points in front. Can Carlton come back again? They hit the front of this term. Free kick for holding the ball. Johnston. To half forward at the back is Silvani. Can't get clear. Good tackle by Mark Thompson. A bounce inside the 50-metre line.
A tough game, Thompson, today, Peter. A very tough game, particularly since half-time.
Carlton lead a goal now. 12.5 minutes in. Salmon and Kernahan. Fraser Murphy doesn't get a good bounce. Walsh does it well. Danaher. Bradley late on the scene. The pass is effective though. Folds, Clark, they're running well now. Essendon, first time they've done this for a long time today. Hazard at left centre wing. Hazard in front of Dool. Short pass. Beautifully delivered to Baker. Baker from centre field. 25 possessions he's had today. Oh, that's a great mark, Dorotich. Justin Madden. Inside the 50-metre defence line up to centre wing. Johnston, well blocked by Motley. That was a good shepherd to keep Richardson at bay. Johnston keeps going. He centred the ball. The pass, not on, man in front. Silvani trying to outmark from behind, and Hamilton gets the ball. Over to Folds. Folds out wide. Tries to find Hazard or Considine. The latter takes it at left half-back flank. Playing his first game, and he has done well. Mark taken by Harvey. Even Harvey's coming good now because he's been sadly out of form. Well, that indeed is good news. Hawker, 50 metres out, short pass. Madden and Dorotich. Madden!
Beautiful pass, Peter, but that was a great mark by Madden under tremendous pressure from Dorotich. He's played a tough game today, Dorotich. He's knocked them over one by one, but that was a very strong mark by the Bomber ruckman.
I'll tell you what, if he can kick this, I reckon Essendon are just about there, you know.
He's had 9 marks today, Simon, but I think he's been the most effective of the 2 Madden boys.
Probably been more effective around the ground. Justin may have won more of the tap-outs, but Madden, a chance for his left foot to put the Blues into the real hot seat.
Just over 14 minutes gone. The shot by Madden. That's good. So they're leading by 17 points now. And things are not looking too good for Carlton. Scoreboard. 14-11-95 for Essendon to Carlton. 11-12-78. That's Simon Madden's second goal.
3 to Ezard, 2 to Madden. Leading goal kickers for the Bombers, and Paul Salmon also has 2. Silvani 3 for Carlton, and Glascott also has 3 goals.
All the Bombers missing men for the last 5 or 6 weeks are coming back into the picture now. Ezard's playing a pretty good game. Richardson's doing well, the best game he's played since switching out from Collingwood. And we even saw Harvey coming to the picture. Back in the centre now. It's Salmon against Kerner by Justin Madden. Back to Richardson, the boy I was talking about. He's played a fair game. Harvey flies for the Hums at the back. Down he goes. There's a go for Mick Thompson over to Hawker. Always plays a great game. He goes for a pass looking for Madden. But Dorotich has got him well covered. He's doing a great job down there in defence. Gets the ball back towards the half-back line, but the kick's a shocker. Hawker, a bad hand pass. Comes back now to Harvey, scoots through the pack beautifully. The hand pass coming over to Hurd. Picked up by Ezard. Gets around Dool. He had no trouble doing that. A snap and goal. And that's another one. They're killing them now at the 15.5-minute mark. It's Carlton 11 goals, 12-78 to Essendon 15-11-101. So you can put down your glasses just about now at this early stage of the quarter, Pete.
4 goals to Ezard, and he's played a ripper game. I've always liked the style of him. He's fast, he can mark, and a real true rover because he doesn't give out too many hand passes. But he's kicked 4 goals today as Wayne Harms limps off in his 150th game. He's been a great player for Carlton today, though, and it's just a shame he wasn't able to see out the match.
Back in the centre now, 16 minutes gone. 101 plays, 78. Carlton down by 23 points. Knocked out by Madden, picked up by Hawker. Gets a hurried kick back as a chance for Rhys Jones to take the mark down towards the centre half-back position. Gave Constantine one to go on with there. He could lose this if he's not careful. Short pass on his own is Glascott, but he's covered by Hurd. He's bringing it back again.
Right back to Peter Cameron, and he's inside the square.
16.5 minutes gone of this last quarter in this terrific game here today. 15-11 Essendon to Carlton, 11-12. And the Bombers looking good as it goes back towards centre half forward. There's a big mark taken by Salmon, who's been a pretty quiet play. He's been on and off the ground, interchanging with Merritt all day. He wasn't in the event against Dorotich down there at full forward. Over it goes to Mark Thompson now, a hand pass. And there's a chance for Nobby Clark to go for a short one. Flying high as Madden, copped one from Dean. Picked up now, this time by Rhys Jones. A short pass to Wayne Johnson at centre field, and they've got a chance to go deep into attack.
Carlton trailing by 23 points, but they're playing behind.
This bloke's made the difference since going into defence. Danaher's played a superb game since half-time.
He's played a very, well, he shut McClure right out. And the good instance of that, of course, he was taken off the ground. Folds. Up to Mark Thompson. Short of left centre wing. Considine in front of Dean. The goal here will just about seal it for Essendon, although I feel they're just about safe. Good mark to Justin Madden. He's gone for the hand pass to Glascott. Off the side of the boot, so things not going Carlton's way at the moment. It won't go to an Essendon player, but over the boundary line, and David Glascott, playing his 101st game, won't be too happy.
Pete, they are a side that plays on confidence, but their confidence in this second half has been shot to pieces.
Well, Essendon are playing on plenty of confidence at the moment. Hawker put his head down, grabbed too high. And so Glenn Hawker comes out with the free kick. I suppose it's fair to say that fortune favours the brave, and on that occasion, Glenn Hawker coming out on top. 20 kicks and 4 hand passes today to number 33 for the Bombers. And a goal here would indeed seal the fate of the boys from Princes Park. Walker on the 50-metre line. Will, of course, be closer when he takes the kick.
23 points the difference in favour of Carlton, Pete. 18.5 minutes gone. Essendon, I should say. Carlton supposed to be happy.
Is that a mark? And comes in, bringing Merritt back. Justin Madden goes to the outer side. The back is Salmon, picked up by Considine. Down goes Motley. Elshaw. He's kicked 2 goals in this quarter. Dorotich in front. Dorotich, great mark. I'll tell you what, Lou, you'd have to put him in the vote, wouldn't you?
He's played a great game, and Walsh has done an equally as good job down there in defence for for Essendon too, but the difference since half-time is the captain going to the full-back position. He's given the rest of them confidence down there. Walsh was doing it on his own.
Motley takes the mark in front of Elshaw. Motley at right half-back flank. Carlton have to get a rattle on here if they're going to get anywhere near the Essendon score. Knocked away by Walsh, the man we were talking about. Bradley takes the hand pass from Murphy. Salmon won't catch him. It's a high kick by Bradley, though, under pressure. Danaher at the back gets it away from McClure. Kernahan has it stolen, then he picks it up again at the second chance. Chance for Silvani. It might even be a goal anyway. No, touch through. And 1 point only to Carlton, making the difference 22 points now. 22 points in favour of Essendon at the 19 3/4 minute mark. The Essendon skipper Terry Danaher favours the member stand side, looking for and finding Glenn Hawker. Hawker just up from right back pocket, short pass to Mick Thompson. Around Silvani. Essendon playing with plenty of confidence at the moment. Short pass to Izzard. Cops one from Dorotic.
Well, that's all Dorotic could do, Peter. He had no hope. He had to go after him, and that was quite legit, I'd reckon.
Yes, he would have been dragged off the ground if he'd not done anything there, but it's back to Thompson. It's Mick Thompson at right half forward flank. High ball, trying to find Duckworth. Duckworth and Dill. Duckworth almost got it. And out of bounds, very nearly a mark to Billy Duckworth, a boundary throw-in.
22 points the difference in favour of Essendon. 20.5 minutes gone of this last quarter, so time running out for the Blues. They've got to get a quick goal, but it's in the Bombers' attacking zone in their forward pocket. Spinning out of the pack was Harvey. Copped a pretty heavy bump then. The umpire will ball it up, this time about 15 metres out from the Essendon goal, directly in front. Well, this crowd of over 50,000 have certainly had their money's worth today. It's been a crackerjack game. Plenty of thrills and spills and plenty of spectacular football. That's Struss trying to get through the pack. He had no hope, and the umpire's going to pay a free kick because he was grabbed too high. Actually, this fella's tried very hard, Pete.
He has.
He's had 17 possessions so far, which is not a bad effort for a kid playing his first. I think it's his first day game.
Essendon have a rest next week, and Hawthorn play Fitzroy the week after that. The Bombers clash with Hawthorn. That game, unfortunately, is at Essendon's ground, Windy Hill. I think they'd stack them in here.
15-11, 101 Essendon to Carlton, 11-13, 79. There's a chance now for the Blues to go further forward. There's Walsh. That's the fellow we were talking about. I think he's pushed his opponent, Kernahan, in the back, and he'll get the free kick out there on the centre wing position. But Walsh has hardly put a foot wrong all day. When you read his stats, they probably won't be that spectacular, but he's had 20 possessions, which is not bad, and he stopped Kernahan and also Justin Madden when they were resting on him down there. Kernahan's had to have a run in the ruck to try and lift that department, but the ball is out there on that centre wing position towards the edge of the square, and that'll be a ball up. And Carlton, of course, are trailing by 22 points.
They've only kicked 2 goals after half-time, Carlton.
Well, it's a fine effort, and of course they had a tremendous incentive, Essendon, because they lost this today. They could have been out of the race for the final 5, but they're back in again. Knocked on by Izzard, pushed on by Johnson. There's Thompson trying to get clear, but they jump on top of him. A hand pass comes out now as a go for Carlton. Have a shot at goal, that time through Robertson, and it's through for 1 point. So it's 21 points the difference, 22.5 minutes gone. I don't think this will be an extremely long quarter because there hasn't been a lot of scoring, Pete.
Carlton's done most of it. Essendon's done most of it.
Ball back into play again. Danaher tapped that down. Elshaw been a fine play today too. Scoots free of his opponents as he sends the ball out there looking for that's Considine. Clears his opponents beautifully. He's come good in since half-time. Harvey, no doubt about that. This fellow hasn't been sighted for weeks, but he's back in business since half-time. Particularly in this quarter he's played, or I'd say the third quarter he played okay too, Pete.
The best quarter of football Essendon's played for many weeks. I'm sure their supporters would agree with that.
Now Harvey's got a chance to put them 27 points in front because he's only about 40 metres out from goal directly in front, and usually a pretty good kick for goal. There it is on its way, but this time he may be off target and through for 1 point. So they go back to 21 points, 22 points, 15-12, 102 to Carlton 11-14, 80.
Harvey had 2 possessions before half-time. He's had 12 after half-time, Luke.
Waiting now for the Dorotic to bring the ball back into play. Driving it out there now, pushed away that time from Bradley, and Hurd's worn him like a glove all day today. He couldn't get clear, and he's been a pretty unspectacular player because we know he can put up some great performances. Over it goes now to Alvin. Alvin on the wing position, a pass to Murphy on his own. The little fellow scoot free of his opponents here. Drives it long, looking up there for McClure, but they're covered down there, and there's nearly a mark to Hamilton. He's not paying it. Hamilton having a great battle there with Silvani, and the umpire will ball it up right against the Carlton point post, and Carlton still struggling at the moment by 22 points.
22 points the difference. As I said, they've only kicked 2, not after half-time, but in this quarter. And they led at half-time, remember, by 16 points. Clark, Motley, well, that's a high kick, might be out of bounds. Knocked out of bounds by Danaher, not taking any chances at all. And the Essendon skipper, as Lou mentioned, has done well in the key defence post in the last 2 quarters. Salmon, Kernahan, thumped out of bounds again by Salmon. That'll suit Essendon's cause admirably as we approach the time on period of this quarter. Yes, it was 16 points, Essendon at half-time, and they led by 14 at 3-quarter time after they kicked 7-3 to 2-3 in that 3rd quarter. Richardson tackled well by Rhys Jones. Clark again sees the ball over the boundary line, so Essendon now content to bottle it up.
Into the time on period by about 12 seconds, Pete.
So Carlton still in the double chance, but Essendon back in the race for the finals. That's the important thing insofar as if the Bombers are concerned at the moment. Harvey, McClure. Oh, it goes to Hawker. On to Izzard, who's already kicked 4 goals. Izzard a pass down to half forward. Dorotich and Merritt, the 2 strong men. Merritt wins out, gets it back to Richardson. Might have got one in the back there, but the umpire says no free kick applicable. It's going to be a bounce at Essendon's left half forward flank. Cool it down, boys, says Peter Cameron. As I said, the Bombers have a rest next week because this match is from the next round. They play Hawthorn the week after. Justin Madden, too tall for Merritt, picked up by Clark. Albert over the top, can't mark it. It's left to Dool. Long hand pass up the centre field. Over it goes to Motley from Robertson. Up towards the left half forward flank for Carlton. Silvani leads out, couldn't take the mark. Hamilton for the Bombers. Smothered well by Silvani. He's got another go at it though and gets well shepherded and ultimately gets his kick in. Richardson at centre field marks after being well shepherded by Baker. Good block by Strosh and fine tackle by Robertson. Now it comes to Walsh. Walsh short of centre field. Long kick by the Essendon defender down to half forward. Dorotich and Hawker. It's left to Harvey. Position number 14 after half time. In towards the goal square. Knocked away by Dool. Behind the end result. 27 minutes into the term, and the scoreboard shows Essendon 15-13, 103, Carlton 11-14, 80, 23 points in it.
23 points the difference. And you can say that the Bombers have got this bottled up now as Alvin takes that mark at half back, boots the ball long out towards the wing position. There's a chance now for Meldrum. He's been a pretty quiet player today, but beautiful play. Anticipated that magnificently that time, Thompson. That's Mark Thompson, a pass going over now to Hawker. And he's had a million possessions out to Billy Duckworth, about 55 metres out from goal. He's gone for a pass to Izzard. The little fella doesn't let him down. He's marked the ball about 40 metres out from goal directly in front. You can see the distance there on screen. So into this quarter by just on 28 minutes. It's 15-13, 103. Essendon to Carlton 11-14, 80, but it won't be that for long, I shouldn't imagine. Izzard taking plenty of time. He's already kicked 4 goals, going for goal number 5. What's the result? 1 point. So they move on to 104 to Carlton 80 points. So Carlton are losing this match now, Peter, putting their double chance in jeopardy too. The ball comes out now towards that half-back flank position, picked up by Rhys Jones. Drives the ball out towards the wing position, but Robbie Clark's got Johnson well covered as he takes the mark out there on the centre wing position. Back towards centre half forward again for the Bombers. The pack fly. The umpire's found a free kick. It'll be against Carlton. It'll go to Simon Madden for interference, and he'll take that mark about 55, 60 metres out from goal. Quickly gave it over to Elshaw. Up there towards Sam, and he's got plenty there to get around. He couldn't get clear. Hawker's the one that comes out with the ball. They swamp on top of him. Going after it now is Baker. He's grabbed. He's lost the ball. Picked up now by Mick Thompson. Over it goes to Elshaw. A pass, and Hawker's got it. And this could be a goal because he's only about 30 metres out on a very slight angle. There's Bradley on the mark. He's been well tagged by Hurd. Short pass, and now Billy Duckworth.
There's the siren.
There's the siren to win the match. And we'll wait on this kick because every point counts. Oh, he's missed that. So the final scores 15-15, 105. That's Essendon score to Carlton, 11-14, 80.